Right, we are live. Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to the Kiwi Lads channel. We are here for our second live stream of the United Rugby Championship. This match is going to be between Munster and the Sharks. Now, we just saw a match between Leinster and the Bulls, and it was a result that looked pretty dominant for one of the sides. And I will say, it was Leinster in the end. They were able to get the win 31 points to 3. The Bulls left tryless in that game. So, of course, the Sharks here, they will be wanting to make it 2-2 because so far there's been 2 losses for South African sides and 1 win. And that was actually the Emirates Lions who were able to get that win in that regard. But I will mention, if you are new to the channel, be sure to leave a like and subscribe because we are going to be covering all of the games that we can of the United Rugby Championship. It is currently sitting 7:15 a.m. here in New Zealand. I have not slept yet. We started live streaming at around 6 p.m. New Zealand time, and we pretty much haven't stopped since then. So yeah, if you are new, be sure to hit that button. The like button, that is, and also subscribe. And we have got there. Oh, I teleported as well, says Katie Dixon, and Peter O'Mahony. And there says Katie Dixon, of course, the captain of Munster for this match. Would absolutely love to be able to get a win up against the Sharks in this one. Thanks so much. You are number one as well, says David Russell. And we have also got Crazy NZ as well. And I guess I should say good morning to you guys as well. Some of you guys are probably just waking up here in New Zealand. We have not slept yet. As you can see outside, it's almost daytime. We're getting around there. The Sharks have no chance, says the girl YouTube. And also we have got there will be blood, says Katie Dixon. I envy every single one of you who gets to watch any and all rugby on TV whenever you want. USA, keep the rugby from us. They show Premiership, but not United Rugby Championship as well. And also best thing in Melbourne lockdowns, most city in the world as well, says the girl YouTube. And then we have also got there. Keep in mind the Sharks have to swim. I have to swim over, and might be a little winded, sorry. And South Africa is grounded due to pilot no pay strike as well, says Ernest. And also, you've got the Munster will win, says Gregor Galway. Now, let me know your score predictions in the chat, ladies and gentlemen. What are we saying in terms of our scores that we are thinking is going to be the case in this one? Good evening from Cape Town, South Africa, as well, says Johan. Of course, you are sitting at 9:17 p.m. at the moment in South Africa, so it's a nice time of the night for a bit of rugby. Munster taking on the Sharks, the side that did have a little bit of a disappointing final of the Currie Cup. They will admit it as well. They did not have the result that they were after losing to the Bulls. But this time now, this game against Munster is a little bit different. Northern Hemisphere versus Southern Hemisphere, going to be an absolutely awesome one. I have a cup of tea, bro, as well, says the girl YouTuber. I actually had a quick drink in between these live streams just to keep the voice and the vocal cords rolling, as this is our currently 5th stream of the day as well. I don't know how the voice is going. Irish ladies knocked off the World Cup qualifiers by Scotland as well, or knocked out of the World Cup qualifiers by Scotland as well, says Joseph, which is not great news. So, of course, Munster here from Ireland, they will be hoping to get a big win in that regard. We have also got there. We, as South African teams, are going to struggle in the United Rugby Championship games. The Lions were lucky to win as well, says David Russell. And Munster win by 3 converted tries, and it is also there in the chat. It is the Goats versus the Sharks as well. Come on, Sharkies, from Johnny Blaz. Good morning, mate. It is great to see you, Kiwi lads. You look tired as well, says Barry Green. We have not slept, mate. We have been going from 6 p.m. was our earliest live stream that we've done on the channel, and that was yesterday. So speaking of 6 p.m., that was 13 and a bit hours ago was our first one. So we have been up for a little while. Edinburgh getting the win in the end as well is 26 points to 22. So I will quickly show the table as it is updated. I was going to have the graphic, but unfortunately, due to that game running a little bit overtime, it did mean that I wasn't quite able to. So we are going to go old school, ladies and gentlemen. We are going to just go like this with the phone up in front of the screen. As you can see at the moment, Leinster, after that huge win over the Bulls, they move into first place on 5 points. Cardiff also on 5, alongside Lions, Ulster, and Edinburgh, who were able to get that bonus point for scoring 4 or more tries. That is all you need to do in this competition. It is not 3 or more. It is the case of the 4. And then also Benetton and Glasgow also sitting relatively up there high from an Irishman in Switzerland as well. So welcome in, Karma Peach. It is awesome to see you guys here for this match, as it is going to be an entertaining one. Munster, they've got a strong side. It's got a couple of South Africans as well in there, which does mean RG Snyman going to be coming off the bench. But I will show the starting lineups and reserves for both these sides, so you ladies and gentlemen can see exactly who is going to be out on the field for both of these strong sides. I'm looking forward to it. This game, it's going to be well and truly the game that keeps me awake, I believe, throughout the next couple hours, because of the fact we have been doing the live streams all night. There we go. That is the starting lineup for Munster. Now, I will admit, I do not know these players as well as I probably should. I know Peter O'Mahony, of course, as the captain, also In the front row, they've got a pretty strong one indeed, Munster. And I'm looking forward to the kind of learning process of this competition as well. I always say at the start of a competition, I'm rusty with names, but as we move through it, you guys teach me a lot about these players as well. So let me know, out of these guys out on the field for Munster, who is one to really look out for in this game. I assume it's going to be someone in the back way, perhaps along the lines of maybe a Conway or someone like that. But do let me know in that regard who would be a player for Munster to really keep an eye on throughout this game as well. We have got there go Sharks as well, says Barragreen, and go watch the AB versus South Africa game. Great game in a long time as well, says the Guru YouTube, and also in their morning scrum last from Johnny Blaze. And your stamina is impressive, says Joseph. Thank you very much, mate. I think it is just practice of doing so many live streams. Pretty much any time it gets to Saturday night, we go straight through to Sunday morning on this channel. We've done Gallagher Premiership, Top 14, you name it, we are covering it on the channel. And now the United Rugby Championship is in there as well. Munster wins by 3 converted tries as well, says Katie Dixon. And also we have got in the chat, here we go, let's go Sharks as well from Philip. And how do you make these cool computer effects next to you? I always want to do that and at my channel as well. I actually do it through my live streaming software is StreamYard, but pretty much how I make these is I kind of make them myself through my kind of, it's not editing software, but it's kind of what is it called? Photoshop, I guess you could say, in that regard. So pretty much what I do is I get them off an app, and then from there I put them in and kind of format them, because normally they'll be sitting about here, but I want them moved over there. So I resize them, cut them all up, and put them over to the side so they can pop up on the screen so you guys can see them, including this lineup of the Sharks. Now, I know this side a lot better than I know Munster's. I know that this front row, Kieran van Veeren, he loves himself a rolling maul, that is for sure. Also, LaRue Roots, anyone who hasn't seen him before, he's 6'8", and he's an absolute unit of an individual. Also, Pepsi Budelese, very young and up-and-coming talent for the Sharks here. Werner Koch and Marius Lowe in the midfield. Going to be exciting. Thicka Abrahams, Yap Pinkay out on either wing, and Kuan Bosch starting at 15 for this one. They're actually going with Chamberlain at 10, though. In the last match, they did decide to go with Rohan Cronje, but instead, his name's not Rohan. It's actually Lionel Cronje, but for some reason, I keep on calling him Rohan, and I have been kind of sticking with it for some reason, which is not ideal, as he probably doesn't like being called something that is not his name. We have got there. Simon Zebro is back as well, and Saturday and Sunday just blends into one hazy rugby field day as well. So Scotty Dixon and Zebo returning to his home province from years in France, playing for Racing 92. So that's the kind of information that I absolutely love hearing from you guys. You let me know exactly who these players are, where they've come from, and it's going to be pretty awesome to see him. Has he been going all right for Racing 92? Do let me know, Joseph. The player that I know from Racing 92, of course, would be Kurtley Beale, an Australian, has been playing a little bit of rugby there, because in that first game, it was Stade Francais, which was Nadi Laumape's team, taking on Kurtley Beale and his Racing 92. So we have got there in the chat. The Munster game is live on Irish TV RTE2, which is free to air in Ireland. That's in Ireland, sorry, I should say. That's absolutely awesome. The fact that some of these games are going to be shown for free, because like that subscription fee, I believe a season pass on the United Rugby Championship website is around $160 or something like that. But you got to give people like a taste, give them a free game a week on the United Rugby Championship, help promote your website. In that regard, I would think would be a great idea, even if it's a game that you think not too many people are going to be watching. I feel like that would still be a good way of doing it, just to get people involved, see how the website works, see whether or not it runs smoothly on their device, and then they will sign up for that season pass. Maybe I should become an advocate, United Rugby Championship. Give me the old ring on the phone. But RG Snyman going to be coming off the bench in the later stages of this one, up against some of his fellow South Africans. The Machunus are going to be 17 and 18. Also, another man to look out for is probably, I would say, Nohamba. He's actually quite a dangerous halfback when he gets the opportunity. And Jeremy Ward, he will always run it hard at the line. Also in the chat, we have got there also RJ Snyman. It's RG Snyman. And they are playing only his second match for Munster after getting injured last year in his first match. Yeah, it is one of those ones that's been a long comeback for that man, but hopefully he has an extremely good game here off the bench, and I am really looking forward to it. Cheers, morning as well to the good YouTube. And Roots is a mountain of a man. He is indeed. He's huge in that regard, and it's going to be exciting to see what he can do in the later stages of this one. Shall we have another sun check? I think it's going to rain today, unfortunately, here in New Zealand by the looks of it. Sadly, go Sharks as well. Are you from Auckland, says Johan? I am not from Auckland. I am pretty much, I guess you could say, New Zealand split into North Island, South Island. I am in the opposite island to Auckland. So I live in South Canterbury, near Christchurch and Dunedin, halfway in between those two is where I am located. And this is a beautiful country indeed. But at this stage now, we will see whether or not we are going to be ready to go in terms of the smooth run of the live stream. We are going to be going on Spark Sport for this one, is where these games are available in New Zealand. If anyone wants to sign up for Spark Sport, I do not have a promotion code or anything like that, but that is where you can find these games of the United Rugby Championship. A little bit of a free plug for them there, and Cezi Johan as well in the chat. But yeah, it is quite nice where I am because we're from a small town, or I'm from a small town, so it means there's not a lot to do, but it's just kind of it's quite peaceful in that regard. I was born in Durban, but don't have any hope in hell for the Sharks to win today, as well as Ernest. That's the winning spirit we are after there, mate. But yeah, it's going to be a tough game. Definitely after what we saw Leinster do to the Bulls in the last game, kept them tryless as well. Why it hurt, why it hurt you. Don't love the Satyrs as well, says the Guru YouTube. That's the thing. I'm completely impartial for Super Rugby, and it annoys a lot of people because of the fact that I should be supporting the Crusaders as they are. The Crusaders, they're the team that win all the games and everything like that. But I think it is because of the fact that I'm located halfway in between the Canterbury for the Crusaders and Otago for the Highlanders. I think because I'm halfway in between in terms of my location in the country, I think it makes it a lot easier not to get kind of one-sided in that regard. And Gavis Combs is a monster at number 8. Huge potential. Got his first cap for Ireland playing last year as well. Says Joseph, and also we have got there in the chat Napier as well. Says Johnny plays, and also we have got there Sharks. Must watch out for RG Snyman. He knows South Africa rugby very smart if he comes on as well. And have we got there? We've got there. Just kidding, mate. Napier is a nice place as well. Says Johnny plays, and also have you been to Forsyth Bar or at Forsyth Bar in Dunedin before? I have indeed. I think I have been there twice, if I'm not wrong. One for a game a little while ago. It wasn't actually a rugby game though. I am still yet to go to a rugby game. And that is something that I really want to do. In terms of international level or Super Rugby, anything below that, I believe I've been to a Canterbury versus Otago game in Christchurch, and then also a Wellington versus someone game as well. So I've never been to Super Rugby, and I've never been to an All Blacks game. So that is something that is definitely on the bucket list in that regard. Although it would mean if I was doing that, I wouldn't be able to do the live stream at the same time, which would make me a little bit sad because I absolutely love chatting to you guys every single week we have got there. It's the same problem in Albuquerque, halfway between San Diego Legion and Austin Gilroni, from KD Dixon. Hello, Kiwi lad from Vietnam. I am a big Shark supporter. Hope we can win this one as well. And can we see the South Island, or can you see the South Island from the south of Wellington across the sea? Says Johan. That's a good question. And someone actually asked a similar question to that yesterday, and I realized I didn't actually have an answer in terms of yes or no. I'm not too sure. Unfortunately, might have to test it one day perhaps to see how it goes. And we have also got there, do you know who Squidge Rugby? I do indeed. Very knowledgeable fellow indeed, Squidge Rugby. Normally covers the Northern Hemisphere stuff more than the Southern Hemisphere, and I think that is due to copyright, if I'm not wrong there. And you haven't been to a game as well, since the Go YouTube. I haven't. So that is one thing that I'm hoping to be able to do in the future. And I would absolutely love to indeed. And at All Blacks games, there are heaps of All Blacks fans who are not necessarily rugby fans. It's a strange phenomenon I've noticed as well, says Johnny Blaze. And I guess it's one of those ones as well. Maybe a match day vlog or something like that could be coming on the channel in the future. I also want to follow a little bit more of the grassroots rugby kind of side of it as well. Because at the end of the day, these guys, they come from these smaller teams and then they make their way into Super Rugby. They play for their country, for the All Blacks. Absolutely amazing. Mate, I pay for you as well, says the Guru YouTube, which is a very generous offer there as well, mate. But if you do want access to the channel membership, I guess I should say to everyone in the chat, it is going to be the pinned comment, or normally it's the pinned comment, but I've been a little bit slack in that regard just because of the fact that we have been flat out doing a live stream back to back to back to back to back. But I will find that little one and I will put it in the chat if you do want access to the All Blacks and also the South African little emojis that I created. Maybe that will give them a little bit of fighting spirit. Johnny Blaze, would you love to be able to show these lovely ladies and gentlemen those emojis? The one for the New Zealand side and also for South Africa as well. You know more rugby than rugby more than me as well, said the Guru YouTube. I wouldn't guarantee it. I only really know the past 2 years or so because that's when I started watching rugby. Believe it or not, other than that, I am still a little bit in that situation of not really knowing as much as I'd like to. I want to learn a lot more in the future as well. We will pin that one in the chat so you guys can see that channel membership one as well. We have also got the Johanna said, I like this New Zealand English accent you think it's nice and gentle, but when you see them playing rugby, they are not gentle as well, says Johan, and that is true. And indeed, and we have got the in the chat. Sometimes I dislike AB Games Live. The tickets are disgustingly overpriced. I prefer watching on TV. I actually know what's happening as well. That is a good point. Sometimes you miss things when you are at the ground as well for those games. So yeah, hopefully we do get to see. If I did go to one of those ones, look at those emojis from Katie Dixon there, the New Zealand one, the South African one, and the 100th for the 100th test match between the two sides. The George emoji as well. Those are all of the emojis that you do get access to if you do become a channel member on this one here. Kiwi Lads, custom emojis, quality, class, elite, says the Johnny Blaze. Tell you what, you guys are great with a plug. That is for sure. You managed to tell you what, you almost sold it to me, and I was the one who made them. Do you know Squid Rugby? I do indeed, mate. He does a few analysis videos and whatnot, and it is time, that is for sure. But Sparkboard at the moment, we are waiting for the coverage to start for this game, and I assume we are only around a minute or so away from getting to see some coverage of this matchup, because I am excited, ladies and gentlemen. This game should be an absolutely awesome one between these two sides. Big physical teams. I love your commentary. Please make it sound as if the Sharks are winning as well, says Ernest. We are before the match, but I can try my best here, and I will do their study line up at a very short moment. We can look once again at Munster's, but then, of course, we are going to see the Sharks just around the corner as well. It's a beautiful night there as well at the moment. So Munster, they will be hoping to be able to get themselves a win in front of their home crowd. But looking through the starting lineup, I have been told that Zebo, hopefully I pronounced that correctly, is going to be one to watch out for. Also, the man in the number 8, Jesse Combs, he will be exciting to watch as well. Pete Mahoney starting at 6 for the captaincy for this match. So maybe he will be able to lead us side to a captain's victory as well in this game. But I'm excited. Some of these names, I will apologize in advance. I won't be able to pronounce very well off the start. I will have to look at my sheet to be able to see it. But I find that process as well of learning these guys is just as much fun as kind of doing the live streams at the same time with you guys in the chat, because I absolutely love the process of getting to learn new players. And now this one is going to be for you, Ernest. The Sharks, look at the dangerous side that these guys are. They're coming off a decent Curry Cup for them as well. Quincy Mona, number 1, dangerous man. Kieran Funfetta in the rolling maul is his best friend, and he will be hoping to score himself a try in this one. LaRue Roots, and it will be Grobler linking up in the locks, and they are very dangerous indeed. Pepsi Bordelaise, the up-and-coming talent for the Springboks. One day he will wear that kit. Also, it will be Yapinka out on one wing, Tika Abrahams, and Kerwin Bosch closing out the starting lineup for the Sharks in this game. And what a game it's going to be. Hopefully that was good as well. I do try my best. There we have Oscar there. You're doing quite well for 2 years of rugby as well, says David Russell. Yeah, it's been a lot of learning in a short kind of period of time, but I love that factor of it. It's kind of very much so, like some of these sides, I have no idea about any of the players, but I just love learning about them as well. And I think that is what keeps me coming back for more and more live streams. It's not just to talk to you guys in the chat. It's not just to do the commentary as well. Everything is so awesome about these live streams, but it's also being able to learn about these new players. Like I'm looking here, seeing Zebo here, short here. That is something that I always try and remember in terms of their appearances, so I know exactly who it is. Munster tend to sign players from Leinster who haven't been getting their game. They're big rivals, so it could be a bit contentious as well. E.g. Conway and Carberry as well. There from Joseph and Munster versus Sharks. I'll say Munster by 24. Says Sebastian for his prediction, being at the game and giving love to the opposition is gold as well, says the girl YouTuber. My cousin lived in New Zealand, Napier, and I live in South Africa. Sad I can't see them for a while now because of COVID. Yeah, it is going to be in that situation. Maybe a little while before the borders open up, but hopefully one day we do get travel back for this one. And we have also got the Great Brother 10. I said similar as well, says Katie Dixon. And Carberry, born in New Zealand, but moved to Ireland as a boy, has been injured a fair bit over the last 2 years as well, says Joseph there. But yeah, hopefully he doesn't get injured in this game. We saw a few injuries in the game between the Wasps and it was the Bristol Bears. We actually saw a couple Kiwis going down. Malachi Fekatoa, also Tuamanga Allen, and then Brad Shields got a red card, so I was lacking Kiwis out on the field for myself, but they are showing him now. It's going to be a very exciting day. Rohan Pena getting the start at number 9. Now, that is a big signing because he was playing for the Cheetahs during the regular Curry Cup season, so now he's going to get another opportunity for them in this one as well. Sharks for the upset, says Hercules. And also we have got there, my cousins were actually at the Westpac Stadium in 2018 when the Box defeated the All Blacks, says Johan as well. So depending on where your cousins are from, if they are actually South African, then they would have been absolutely loving it. That is for sure. But nonetheless, we are getting very close to kick off. The Sharks are already out on the field. They are waiting for Munster to be approaching the home side led by Peter O'Mahony. Tell you what, or O'Mahony, I should say. Tell you what, he looks focused at the moment. That man, he wants to get them the win. Carberry, very skillful, and her apparent in Irish number 10 shirt after Sexton as well for Joey Carberry there. Because I guess that's one thing we saw Johnny Sexton playing in that last game up against Leinster, where they were able to get themselves a nice, big, juicy win in that regard with a bonus point as well, something that they will be wanting to continue to do throughout this one. But we are now seeing live from Thorman Park, Munster taking on the Sharks, ladies and gentlemen. We are only a few moments away from kickoff. The referee in charge of this match, it will be Craig Evans, and then Marius van der Westhuizen, also DeMott, Blake, and John Mason is going to be on the TMO. But nonetheless, we are getting ready to go, and we have got the Go Sharks and Munster by 28. Cesar Bryan as well. And do let me know, ladies and gentlemen, who do you think will score the first try of this match? We always try and predict it. I am going to say it is going to be, I'm going to say it's going to be Thika Abrahams or Simon Zebo, as I have heard good things about him so far. And in my opinion, the Irish need to hand the keys to the number 10 shirt to Carberry now. Kick Sexton, to the side and build the future as well, says Johnny Blaze. But the kick off now, the Sharks kicking off from right to left in this game up against Munster, taken very nicely there, just outside of their 22, and they are going to be in position straight away. Casey looking like he might be setting up to give it to the forwards. Hit it up a couple times and then look for the box gate. Peter O'Mahony now getting his first carry of the match now. And it wasn't actually him, it was actually Scannell who did get that go. Ruan Pina first try, and I bet a kicking game, says the Gur YouTube. So hopefully that isn't the case. Hopefully we do get to see a bit of running rugby as well. It's going to be put in behind now. And it is available for Pepsi Portalese. Bit of a step as well. Breaking tackles for fun, the big man. And the number 8, Ruan Pina, once again passing it back here, available for LaRue Roots, who's wrestled to the ground as well. That is impressive, because that man does not normally get taken down too easily. It's going to be Henko Fenter now. Straight on the ball. Almost Munster were able to get it, but not quite. Going back, and it will be put high by Chamberlain, who is starting in the number 10 jersey. Bjorta Chamberlain. It is, or Bjorta Chamberlain, sorry. Mispronounced that a little bit now. It's going to be once again Jack O'Donoghue trying to drive forward. Werner Koch making the tackle on him. Looks like he's already injured himself as well. Werner Koch, which does not look too flash. And now it's going to be a backline movement opportunity here for Munster. Tries to go with the inside ball. Thika Abrahams picks it up, and this is a knock-on advantage for the Sharks now. Going to be passed back over the top there. Lowy ball from Dylan Richardson, but now Kieran van Vieren getting his first carry of this game. Pienaar once again firing it back now to Chamberlain, using their backline once again, looking like an option here for the Sharks. Grobler driving forward, and this is good face play so far for the Sharks in this one, and that is something that they have to make sure they keep up throughout this game, because if you give Munster the ball, they will make you pay. Ryan Pino once again now 40 metres out, going to be Dylan Richardson running hard at the line, crawling forward here. They have still got it, and I believe the advantage will be over for that knock on. LaRue Roots once again nailed in the tackle there. So they're doing it very nice indeed. Munster hooker to score first, which would be Niall Scannell for this one. I believe, if I'm not wrong there, now it's going to be once again Thomas Tatoy with the carry. And the Sharks at the moment putting face after face together. It's a penalty as well for the side entry, I believe, up against O'Donoghue. And because of that, it's a kickable penalty. Do they decide to take it? That's a big question we have got there. They say big LaRue Roots to score the first try and only try for the Sharks as well. And that's the thing, the Bulls, they were left tryless in their game up against the Leinster side in their last match. I described Leinster as a weird side in that regard in terms of the wording. That made it sound like I was calling them weird, but my wording of saying the Leinster rather than just Leinster was strange, but it is going to be Curl and Bosch now. I almost dug myself a hole that I really didn't need to dig. And I just ended up saying all of the stuff that I didn't want. I will say it is currently 7:39 a.m. and I have not slept yet. So words are going to come out in a weird order sometimes. But that's what makes it fun. You know, we're going to end up with weird stuff for this one. Live chat with Squid Rugby mate as well, says Johan. I don't know whether or not he would want to collab with us because of the fact we aren't exactly the biggest fish in the pond at the moment. But we are growing. We are working hard. And we are putting in effort in a half in terms of the amount of games that we are showing on this channel, and also for all of the other videos we are putting in place. Kerwin Bosch strikes it well. He's missed. It's struck away to the left, and Munster have a savage record at home, says Joseph as well, so they will not be expecting to lose this game. Coca-Cola not a sponsor, but that man was drinking it. And it will be a 22 dropout now available And like they are saying for Munster, no matter what, when the kicker is taking the kick, they are completely silent, and you have to respect that for just the respect for the kicker, as they say. But now it's going back onto the side of Munster, sitting up now for the number one. He's not running like a number one Kilcoen there. He is just running forward like he is a bulldozer on the halfway line now, going back once again, Casey. Quick hands available, little kicker behind as well, going to be sitting up nicely, but it's taken by, it's an awkward fall for Chamberlain, but he has been able to get that ball just on his side. It was going to be Zebo trying to go through. Now going back across, Dylan Richardson once again with the carry. He's at about 3 so far in the first 4 minutes of this game. Normally has a lot for the Sharks throughout the Curry Cup as well. Ryan Pena now putting the ball high up. Pinke going to be chasing this one hard. It's going to be taken very nicely though by Munster. And they are going to be just inside their own half. Great low tackle from Hinko Fento. Quincy Mona leaving his feet, so not able to contest for that one. Once again, going back across the back line. It's going to be now on the outside, skip pass, looking available, little grubber of mine. It's going to be sitting up, and it's going to Thicker Abrahams once again. So another kick of mine from Munster. Not quite working out for him. Kilcoen's nickname is Killer as well. Says Joseph. Tell you what, I mean, you don't normally get a nickname like Killer unless, you're kind of a very good player indeed. So David Kilcoen, also known as Killer as well. I like the nicknames. I'm loving it. Who else has a fun nickname? Another Munster side, do let me know. Hi, Kiwi as well. Says Etienne, welcome into the live stream, mate. It is a very appreciated you guys all being here for this one. It is currently 7:41 in the live stream. And in New Zealand, it is sunny outside. We have not slept yet, ladies and gentlemen. We are still going through the whole night, and I am absolutely loving it. Sleep is going to be happening during the day. That is for sure. And we have also got there. Did you ever live chat with 2 Cents Rugby before? Says Johan. He is another one that unfortunately it's probably just a little bit too big in terms of his kind of growth compared to us. So I don't know whether or not he would want to collab with our channel. But if he was keen, I surely would like to do something along those lines at some stage. But yeah, it is probably more up to him in terms of whether or not he would like to. In the dark, it's dark in South Africa as well, says Etienne. It is currently sitting 9:42, I believe, for you guys, but it is going to be now Kenan Funfeton. Like I mentioned, he loves a rolling maul try. Scored a huge amount of them throughout the Curry Cup, and also he was actually the second most try scorer in the competition, just behind Ifan Ruas, who is an absolute beast, and I believe he is playing in this competition as well. But the referee just asking the question for time, because we are 5 minutes in at the moment between these two sides, and it is looking like it's going to be a fast-paced game. And it's going to be taken very nicely there by Hinko Fenta, now using the backline. Thicker Abrahams with the cat-like reflexes you will see from this man. His agility is next level. Once again, going to be Hinko Fenta driving hard at the line. Always good with a carry. Oh, tell you what, Richardson just getting nailed. And that tackle for Munster there with their defense, looking for the offload from Chamberlain. He has thrown it, has gone into touch though. And now it's going to be stolen by Zebo. And are they going to be able to catch him? Werner Koch is going to try. They're not going to. And Zebo has got the first try of the match for Munster. I called it only because you guys said that it was going to be Zebo, who was a very good player, but Munster scoring that one on my head as well, says Joseph. And a look out as well. So I believe because I'm watching on Spark Sport, I'm about a minute or two behind in that regard, but it is a try to Munster early on in this one. Yeah, Liquor Dark in Cape Town as well, says Johan. And also we have got there, like how you call it as well, says the girl YouTube. And I said it was either going to be Thicker Abrahams or Simon Zebo. And he is back in the Munster kit, and he is looking like he's going to be dangerous straight away. The ball just avoided the touchline. I thought he had thrown it into touch, but it just stayed in. And then from there, Zebo, he had the pace. Werner Koch was looking around, hoping he had someone with him to be able to try and outrun him and be able to get that try, or the try-saving tackle, I should say, as well. But then instead, Zebo down the wing, flying like he is a winger, because he is. And he was able to score the first try of this match. And now it opens up the opportunity for the kick. I will say Werner Koch, with his chase that he did do, it does mean that it is a little bit more of a harder angle for him to be able to nail here for the man in the number 10 jersey, Joey Carberry. First kick of the match, 38 metres out. We will go here, and we will go Munster try scorers, and the try scorer in the end struck it nicely, but just away to the left as well. So that one is going to be missing for Joey Carberry, but it was in the end Simon Zebo who was able to score that one. I guess you could say that little bit of a chase from Werner Koch did cause it to be a little bit tougher in that regard, but we are going to be adding that one only 6 minutes into this game, and we have had the first try, ladies and gentlemen. It is to Munster, and it is to that man, Simon Zebo, who was able to score it as well. We have got there, try, says Sebastian. Have you heard of Donica he used to be a beast. He used to be a beast for a lock for Munster and Ireland as well. Callahan. Oh, it's actually Callahan, isn't it? O'Callahan. I haven't heard of the name, but normally you guys are pretty knowledgeable in terms of the stats that you guys do know. So I will take your word for it. And someone else, maybe Joseph, would have heard of that man as well. And also Philip is there in the chat, has said hello. And welcome, and mate, it is great to see you for this live stream between the Sharks and Munster. Not a great start to the match, though, for the Sharks. That's a good clearing kick there from Craig Casey. And Zebo, what's happening, chat fam? And Hamish as well, says the boy. He is excited for this game here. Simon Zebo, I've been already informed that he has come back from the top 14, and now he's going to get an opportunity. And he's already scored the first try of Munster's season of the United Rugby Championship. And that's the thing. Leinster, they set a high bar in terms of being able to score the bonus point tries in their game. So they had a points differential of, I believe it was plus 28 or somewhere around there. So if Munster want first place after round one, they will have to get more than that. Lovely claim there from Grobler, just reaching up with the one hand, sticking to it like it was a baseball mitt. And now Ryan Pena 40 metres out. A little bit of a step here from the Sharks forwards, just trying to get the momentum rolling once again. They've been able to put together a few phases. They've got the advantage as well now. And it will now be once again the big man Henko Fente driving forward, going to side. Thomas the Toy with another carry. He's got LaRue Roots and also Quincy Mono with him. Rampena passes it back off to Kieran van Vieren, who's going to be dragged down, and it's going to be going back for the tackle, or for the penalty, I should say, Sharks as well. Says Rene McDonald, and also welcome. South Africa side's really struggling against the Irish sides as well. Says Sebastian, of course, Benetton. They are one of the sides that were able to get a win over the South African side. So at the moment, and also the other loss was to Leinster. So it is 2 wins for the Northern Hemisphere sides, 1 win for South Africa, and that was the Emirates Lions who were able to get that one. So can they make it 2-2 for this situation? Kerwin Bosch kicking it for the corner. So the Sharks playing aggressive in the early stages, I do say, and Super Rugby was great. But this is fresh and exciting as well. Says Bulls of Oz, or Bulls of Oos. Hopefully I've pronounced it correctly, but Bulls O Fuzz. Sorry, is what it is there. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it because we have seen that they've almost got a little bit of a player scoring system that they are going to be adapting in terms of if you get a turnover for your side, it's plus 1.5. And I'm curious to see how those player rankings go each week as well. I'm excited to see this new format as it's going. That one was not straight from Kieran van Vieren, and they are still trying to get the rolling ball going, but it was called not straight there. And because of it, it does mean that the opportunity is blown for the Sharks. And that is unfortunate because of the fact that they just got into that situation of deciding to go for the corner rather than the 3 points we have got there as well. Good morning, everyone, says Marcel. Welcome in, mate. It is great to see you. We are currently sitting 7:50 a.m. 50, that is that word. I almost messed it up. Yeah, in New Zealand. It is overcast here, but it is morning. I haven't slept yet in that regard. So it is going to be into that situation of hopefully after this one, we will be able to get some sleep. Although I feel like I'll be wide awake because of the fact that we've had some very good rugby on today, and we have got the all right, brother. I tuned up late from the New Zealand stream this morning, literally as the final whistle went, said Thick Boy as well. And that is no worries. Tell you what, it was a close game between those two sides as well. And in that regard, it's going to be a big push from Munster, and they are marching forward, but the front rows have gone up on the 22. So now it will be another scrum reset. We have Scott there in the chat, Chicken and Hamish. This is going to pay off big time, regardless of whether you get 50 or 50,000 views. It's going to grow massively. I suggest to constantly link from Facebook and other channels as well, says Gavin. I feel like that is a very good point to make. We have actually got a Kiwi Lads Facebook page, but I never actually use it. Also an Instagram, but I really need to get kind of the hang of social media in that regard, because other than YouTube, we don't really do any forms of social media. We don't have Twitter. We've got the Instagram account. We haven't posted anything on the Facebook account. It's very kind of slightly old, but we haven't used it either in that regard. So I feel like that is something that I certainly need to look into in the future in terms of trying to keep on growing the brand as well. Only South Africa players in there as well, says Renee. And also, please, you are professional. How can you not throw in straight and get the eye doctor, get a hand coordination doctor, for goodness sake, as well, says Morse. Yeah, and it's not what you want to be doing when you have just decided to go for the corner rather than taking on the easy 3 now. Craig Casey passes it back across. Peter O'Mahony, one of his first carries in this match, the captain of a Munster. Like someone mentioned, they have got a very good home record at home, so they will be hoping to continue it. Craig Casey with a big kick downfield for the box kick. Close to the touchline. Yapinka takes it nicely, thinks about taking the quick line out throw, but decides against it in the end. Does anyone know where I can watch the game in the UK, says Papa? Hopefully, we have got a couple of people from the UK who can help you out in that regard. I know in New Zealand, it is Spark Sport, and then in South Africa, it is DSTV, and then you've got the United Rugby Championship app might be a way to go, although it is actually a paid subscription type thing. Unfortunately, and we have got there in the chat, it was a mental stream. Rugby fans all over the world were flocking towards Hamish. He even added special emojis for the occasion with the New Zealand to South Africa in the 100 as well. Says Sebastian, we did indeed, and I decided, because of the fact that it was such a special occasion, we needed some special stuff for the live stream. I interviewed an ex-All Black at the start of that one as well. Also did a face-to-face sit-down with another one of the Kiwi lads, which turned out in a very interesting manner in that regard. But yeah, it was an absolutely awesome live stream. That is for sure. Yeah, what's got there? And Hamish's quest for world domination is in full effect as well, says Thick Boy. And also, Hamish, how are you awake for so long? Are you drinking energy drinks as well, says Marcel? Believe it or not, I have not consumed any coffee, energy drinks, or anything along those lines in the past 24 hours. So I don't know how I'm doing it. I think it is when you get to some sort of point of tiredness, you just keep going. But now out the back line, it's looking like they're going to keep on going here, Munster, with a nice step there. The man in number 14 jersey getting dragged down there, which was Andrew Conway. Now going back, Craig Casey, looking like he is possibly setting up for a couple more forwards to get involved here. It's going to be actually the turnover, and it's going to be the line out. Oh, sorry, it's going to be the scrum feed, and I believe it is for taking just a little bit too long for Craig Casey there, and Gene Klein in Munster as well. Says Morse, and also we have got there in the chat only South Africa players in these sides as well. Says Reno McDonald, although I believe Munster, they have got RG Snyman. He will be coming off the bench, but for the Sharks, they have got, of course, that full starting 15 of the South Africans. We will show them on the screen as well. Again, have that ability. There we go. That is the Sharks starting lineup that they have decided to go with. Kieran Van Veeren, he loves a rolling maul, but they haven't had the opportunity to be able to really get that one going yet. Pepsi Bulelezi, another player to look out for. Dylan Richardson and also Henko Finta just going to hit the ball up every day of the week. And then you've also got the dangerous Thika Abrahams with his cat-like agility out on the wing. Going to be one to watch out for as well. And then we got Munster. Their starting lineup for this match. The number 1 jersey is owned by a man known as Killer as well. That's a beautiful step there for the Sharks, and they're going to be up to the 22. It was Marius Lowe trying to drive his way forward. Floating back once again, Henko Finta. Can they get themselves their first try of the United Rugby Championship? LaRue Roots wrestled to the ground there by Munster. Pienaar once again fires it back. Poopsie. Buthelezi getting the carry there. Quincy Mona protecting the ball. Pienaar goes back. Chamberlain offloading to Finta once again. Takes it to ground rather than finding the offload there. And once again, it is going to be driving forward now. Rampena passes it back. Oh, it's a loose ball, but Thomas Tatoy was able to take it very nicely. Only a couple inches off the ground as well for that carry. Straight through the middle there, one of the Munster players trying to create the counter ruck. Wasn't quite able to do so. Rampena now, once again, stepping around the side. It's a little bit of an awkward one. And once again, it's that same player, Peter O'Mahony, trying to get involved there. I believe it hit Kuan Bosch's foot. So Kieran Van Veeren going to be driving his way forward, almost stolen. And Munster are just dangerous in the breakdown. Anytime there is that opportunity to steal it, they will be right there. But it's still on the side of the Springboks, but it's a player leaving feet as well. We have got there in the chat, Gene Klein in Munster as well, says Mawson. Also, we have got there, email me if you like. I'll help you with Facebook. I have over 110,000 people on my one Facebook page, and link that to groups, YouTube, etc. as well. I will quickly, while I am at it, one moment, mate, I will go like this, and I will go like one moment. We are going into the live chat for a moment. While we have got the stoppage in play as well, it is the penalty going the way of Munster. Because what we will do once this loads, which hopefully it will, but they are going to be kicking it for touch there. Carberry getting at that good opportunity. Tell you what, the chat is going quick at the moment, so I do appreciate every single one of you for being here for this match. And yeah, hopefully you have been enjoying so far. I am quickly what I am doing, even though you guys don't actually know what I'm doing at the moment, is I am going to be getting that one, and we will go like that. We will go like that. And then now what I am going to do, Gavin, I have actually ended up, I've removed the message, but I have got your email. I did copy it. I just didn't want it so that it was in the chat so other people would end up trying to send it at the same time type thing. So I decided to remove it, but I have got it, and I have now got it on my Google Drive as well that I will remember. Now it's in the hands of Munster, available on the halfway line, and it is going to be their number 15, Mike Haley, trying to drive his way forward to 60. Oh, no, it's gone straight through the hands of Munster. But they are going to be just inside their own half. Going back out the back line is going to be Peter O'Mahony down the wing, breaking almost out of the tackle with Thika Abrahams. But he was able to drag him down there very nicely. Still available here. Casey passes it back across field to it will be there, number 2, Niall Scannell. And do let me know in the chat as well who you guys think is going to be scoring the next try of this match. Ryan Pena outside of the field of play, and it will be taken quickly there. The Sharks, they have decided to play aggressively, although we have got a replay of this one of whether or not he was able to keep the ball in the field of play, and they are going back for the line out. Never mind, and we have got there to the Bulls, and the Sharks lose players because playing ABs as well. So the YouTube, I believe the Bulls, they would have lost the likes of, well, I guess they already lost Wayne Vermeulen now that I think about it, but other than that, they have lost a couple players due to the Springbok selection. Sharks, I know, probably have got a few in that regard. I'm trying to think of players off the top of my head, but they're not really coming to mind at the moment. Lukanu Arm for the Sharks is a perfect example there as well. Whoever's got there, not looking for payment or anything. I just like what you're doing as well. Says that Gavin, so I'll be sure to send you an email there as well. There, mate, we have got there. Use the backline Sharks as well. And I was watching the Scarlets earlier, so missed your Leinster stream, and it's Anthony Joshua versus Usyk in the boxing in a bit. It's a crazy day of sport, it is indeed. And then the UFC 266, I believe, is going to be starting a little bit later on. Bunnings FBC, a couple games, but we are going to be sleeping during those ones, unfortunately, on the halfway line now. Once again, the Sharks kicking this ball in behind, looking for a bit of space there. Chamberlain, he's got way too much on that, and it is going to be kicked out on the full for that man, which was a very unfortunate indeed. Unfortunately there, Biota just not quite able to get that one right. Looking for the 50-22, because of course, if he did get that one right, it would have been an attacking line out for the Sharks, which would have been very nice for them. Definitely with Kenan Funfeden's ability off a rolling ball, but then the line out throw didn't go straight for the earlier one, unfortunately there. They are showing the man on number 4 jersey, Gene Klein. And what can he do at line out time? I think they will be going straight to him for this one, perhaps. And Munster, I guess I should ask the question in the chat as well. Where is the fellow? I'm trying to remember his name. It was actually earlier on. We did have Joseph. Joseph, if you are still here, what would you say is Munster's best attacking kind of play? Is it the back line with the pace out on the wings, or is it a rolling maul or something along those lines with the big forwards? Do let me know. But now it is going to be, once again, Zebo throwing that ball almost into touch, but it is going to be claimed there nicely by Gavin Combs, who is just outside of the 40-meter line now. It's going to be Zebo once again passing the ball back to the hands of Killer, as he is known, Dave Kalakun as well. Passing it back once again, available for their locks. It will be, that's a hard name. Chile, I believe, is the pronunciation there for some of these Munster names. I will be a little bit rusty for a start, but he has put up the high ball now from Joey Carberry, taken nicely close to the touchline, and they've been able to keep the ball in the field of play, but it's a knock on, and it's a double knock on. Thicke Abrahams puts the ball down as well, and it's going to be the scrum for the Sharks now. But yeah, in the end, Joey Carberry, he went high, and then it was actually Dan Goggin who almost had that ball in hand, but unfortunately put it down. Taken nicely, very close to the touchline there, for it was Andrew Conway. But then Thicke Abrahams also knocking the ball on, which is why we had the double knock on in that regard. So the scrum at this stage, we're 20 minutes in, and we have had one try in this match, I should say. So far, Leinster, they are going to be top of the table at the moment with the impressive win that they had over the Bulls, winning the match 31 points to just the 3 of the Bulls as well. They kept them tryless in this game. Are the Munster side going to be able to do the same to the Sharks here? Or will the Sharks be able to get a try maybe before the end of this first half and really be back in there? But now Rohan Pena going to be firing this ball into the scrum. Looks like a very nice pitch as well. I haven't seen too many games played from here. We have got there. Are you reaching a new record of continuing broadcasting? I've got 4 hours sleep after the AB game. How long you going as well? Says Gavin McGrath. At this stage, I believe, it's a little bit of a kick downfield from Munster, 30 meters out, and it will be the line out throw now for the Sharks. But overall, I don't know whether or not we have reached a new record in that regard, but we have certainly got right up there, because this is going to be our 5th live stream we have done overnight. I believe our last kind of highest one that we had, I think we did 6 live streams in a day, but I can't remember what day it was. I think it was actually the final or the week of Super Rugby Trans-Tasman. I think we managed to do about 6 in that one as well, but we are always looking at all of the matches that we can do. LaRue Roots straight on the ball there. It's going to be an advantage as well against the Roots. Unfortunately, just not quite able to get that ball available for him. Once again, it's looking like it's going to be out to Zebo. No, it's going to be dropped there into the midfield. A lot of pressure on the man. Zebo there with a little grubber behind. Almost rolled his ankle there off the field. I'm surprised the score is this low as well. Says Katie Dixon. And also historically, Munster would have been proud of having a tough back last year. They were kicking a lot and not the intelligent type of kicking as well, says Joseph there as well. So I guess at this stage, I'm hoping to see, already we're seeing quite a bit of running rugby, but they've got those big forwards. You can see in the breakdown, they are physical anytime they are there. And also we have got there, Hamish, what is the time? And there, and where are they playing now? They are playing at the home ground of Munster, which they did have up on the screen a little bit earlier on in terms of the location. Was it the Avion? Maybe? No, that could be the wrong name in that regard, but it is being played in Ireland, and I believe the time there would be 7 p.m. at the moment for that game, if I'm not wrong there, but my time zones are a little bit off. I know that at the moment it is 8 a.m. here in New Zealand. As you can see, it is light. It was dark when we started live stream, at least it's close as well, says Gavin. And also we have got there, this game is not the same quality as Bulls versus Leinster as well, says a Morse, but now that one has been dropped once again by Munster, and it will be available for the offload. Going into the hands of Carberry once again, going for the kick in behind, and it's going to be taken by Thika Abrahams. No, it's Kerwin Bosch, but there is going to be a penalty. And I'm wondering what that penalty is for. I believe it is going to be going the way of Munster. No, deliberate knock on is the call there. So it is going to be Munster from close to the touchline. Maybe they decide to go for the 3. Yeah, the Springboks, the top breakdown for top 3 with the players, the top breakdown for top 3 with players in the Springbok teams. Sharks 9, Stormers 8, and Bulls 4 as well, says Philip, in terms of the amount of guys who are in the kind of South African Springbok side, because they are going to be continuing into the Northern Hemisphere. They are going to be playing up against England, Wales. Also, I think they've got another game in there as well. If I'm not wrong, that is going to be pretty awesome. And it is currently 8:01, says Gregor Galway, for this match taking place. And Zebo's nickname is Zeeps, as well as if Zebo wasn't a cool enough name already, go figure as well. And the AVIVA Stadium, that is the one. What did I call it? The Avalon or something along those lines, but it is the AVIVA Stadium for this match, says Brian Debster. So I do appreciate that help there, mate. But now it is going to be Niall Scannell once again throwing this ball in at line out time, taken nicely by O'Mahony, and trying to march forward. You can hear the chants of heave from the Munster crowd, the Munster locals who are hoping to see a good performance from their side. It's another advantage here for Munster, and it's going to be available at the back of this ruck now. You might use their backline here. It is going to be Combs now. Gavin Combs, number 8 jersey for him, and it is going to be now going back for the penalty against them once again. Zebo, half Italian and Irish as well, says it Karma Peach. And also we have got there in the nickname, in the chat as well, about the fact it's being 8:01, because I guess in South Africa it must currently be 10 p.m. if I'm not wrong there, because we had daylight saving here in New Zealand, and it kind of well and truly threw me off, because I thought I had the time zones worked out and I was ready to go for a live stream at 3 a.m. I didn't realize that 3 a.m. was really 2 a.m. before daylight saving. So we had that extra one as well, French/Irish as well in there, says Joseph, and thanks, Gregor. Is it a PM or AM in Ireland? It will be PM, because it is looking like it's pretty dark there at the moment. Almost pitch black in the background, but that's going to be taken very nicely there for the rolling maul now. Marching forward, this is going to be a try for Munster. Surely, no. It's another advantage up against the Sharks, and it does go down. This could be danger for the Sharks players here. Could end up with someone going to the bin, depending on how it goes. Double blow of the whistle, and this could be the final warning here. The referee now, he is calling them over, and he is going to be having a little bit of a chat PM as well, says Karma Peach. And also we have got there the 3 South African teams gave away a lot of mauling tries over the weekend, and also it is currently 8:03 p.m, says Karma Peach as well. It must be 9 p.m. in South Africa, because they're an hour behind Romania. We're sitting at 10 p.m. here, of course, because of the fact that now we are at 8 a.m. rather than, we would normally be 7 p.m. So I guess now I've got to readjust my time zones. I finally thought I had learnt them all, but now I'm going to have to relearn them again. So now you are sitting at 9 p.m. in South Africa, okay, and Romania, they are sitting at 10 p.m, right. It's up there now. Hopefully I will be able to remember it. Thorman Park is the name of the stadium, not Aviva as well, says Simon Hughes. So Thorman Park is the name from Simon there, but they are looking like they're going to be kicking for the corner once again here, Munster. And it does mean that they have got the line out opportunity now. They are only going to be 5 meters out, and Niall Scannell will be able to get this one straight in and straight out over the try line, perhaps. Could be the option for him in that one, but that one is going to be going down into the breakdown once again for the rolling maul. They've been able to stop it a couple of times, the Sharks, but they haven't been able to do it in a legal manner. Once again, going for that little bit of a set play off the back here. Combs getting close, not quite over to offload the ball. 5 meters out now. Craig Casey, the ball is available at the back. Werner Koch trying to jump on it, but it's still available, or is it? The Sharks almost able to get it, but it is still on the side of Munster, trying to march their way forward. Kilcoyne once again getting the carrier, and they have got some big forwards I am noticing, but the Sharks, they are trying to defeat it. Thomas Tatoya coming out of that with the ball in hand. Very nicely done by the number 3. But the Sharks, they have been told to release him there. And Ruampena now passing the ball back. And this is going to be kicking behind from Chamberlain, trying to find a bit of open play. And he has been able to do so with a good kick down a field. A good touch finder, 40 metres out now. And a Munster will have the attacking line. Now, once again, we have got there my friend's son playing for Munster as well. Galway as well, says Karma Beach, and he is starting in the number 14 jersey, Andrew Galway, for this one. So that is pretty awesome. You're getting tired. You called the Sharks the Springboks a few moments ago, says Gavin McGrath. Although, hopefully, yeah, I think I do get to that stage when it is at 8:05 a.m. I probably end up muddling my words big time. It is also adding all of these new names of a Munster that I do need to relearn. And there, regard, oh, beautiful run there. And it's going to be to the number 13 now, slapping the arms down. And it's Goggin offloads it now to Craig Casey inside of the 22. And Munster once again going to have a good attacking opportunity. Zebo plays halfway now. Going to give it to Sam. No, what I had a shocker there. Zebo plays halfback. I was going to say it's a double blow of the whistle, and it's going to be a yellow card to one of the Sharks players. And Thomas Detoy, unfortunately, ended up with a yellow card. Now he's taking the quick tap here. But because of the fact that it was a yellow card, it does mean that it is going to be in that situation of, unfortunately, the yellow card for the Sharks. And that's the last thing they need straight out in front of Munster. They will possibly look to extend this to 8 points. Yes, they will. They will take on the 3. And we have got there and their Springbok squad breakdown by clubs. Sharks have 9. Stormers have 8. Bulls have 4. Lions have 1. 2 including Yankees. And then also Cheetahs have 2. French clubs, 8 for Sale and Sharks. 8 for Sale Sharks. 5 Japanese clubs and 5 Irish clubs as well, says Philip. So that is definitely some very useful information. Sorry, Simon, Hamish's pronunciation suggested he was trying to say Aviva as well, says Brian. And also we have got there, I'm still winning money on 7 Savish. It's ridiculous free money as well, says BK Sport there. And now it is going to be Joey Carberry straight out in front, who will get a good opportunity to be able to add a few more points to Munster's score at this stage. 8 points could be the difference here straight out in front. And it does mean that the Sharks are going to be down to 10 men almost for the rest of this first half as well. But now they have been able to convert that one. Carberry has got it straight down the middle, and 8-0 now to Munster after 29 minutes of this game. And the Sharks are going to be under some real pressure. They need to make sure that they don't let Munster break through and score themselves another try in the late stages of this first half, because we know bonus points can be important in a competition like that. It is a relatively long competition. You play all of the sides of your country once. So Ireland kind of base sides, they will be playing the likes of Munster and Leinster. They will play each other. I think it's actually twice that they play, and then you will play everyone else in terms of the South African sides, and also everyone else in that regard. You will be playing once in like a round robin type situation. I believe is how it works for this one. But you do get a bonus point for getting 4 tries in this one, and also a bonus point for a losing bonus point if you are within 7. That one's going to be kicked downfield once again here by KC, and it's going to be taken very nicely. Pepsi Buthelezi now. Pearson the line here, breaking it nicely, and he is running hard. He's stepping as well, the big man. And he is currently 25 metres out. It's going to be a counter ruck there from the man in the number 7 jersey, just trying to slow it down, get that defensive line set. LaRue Roots driving forward at the line. Hinka Finta thinks about carrying it. It's going to be a penalty for the player leaving his feet. And now from here, straight in front here, the Sharks might consider taking on the 3 points. And now Grobler having a bit of a push and a shove with one of the players. I believe it was actually Jack O'Donoghue, who, if I'm not wrong there, decided to try and push the big Sharks player, and he was having none of it in that regard, and he is still talking to him as well. And at this stage now, it will be straight out in front, 22 metres out. So I assume they will decide to take on the 3 points now. I apologise for that, Yawn. We are currently sitting at 8:09 a.m. for this one, so my brain is in sleep mode. But we are still continuing. Niall Scannell, actually the player who is down at the moment for Munster, which is not what we want to see. We've already seen quite a few injuries this weekend in terms of all rugby that we've seen. We saw a player stretch it off in the top 14 game, I believe it was, which did look like a serious one. But Pepsi Buthelezi with a brilliant run there to just be able to pierce that gap. My voice is trying to disappear as well. My body's saying, no, we want to go to sleep, but we are waiting until after this one as well. At the end, I'm trying to see what it was that created a little bit of the angle. I think it was Krobele actually falling on the injured man. And then from there, it was the number 7, O'Donoghue, who was trying to get right in there and get in the face of Grobler, which is hard to do because he is quite a tall individual, Grobler. I believe he's around 6'5" or something along those lines, at least probably, for a unit of himself. I've got there. You play your teams and your local derby twice and you play everyone else once as well, says Simon Hughes. That is a much easier way of explaining it than the way that I did for my long-windedness, but Kerwin Bosch now straight out in front, 22 metres out. He is currently sitting 0 from 1, unfortunately. Hey, Mumsy, can we get a coffee, please, stat? As well, says Joseph Fallon. But yeah, at this stage, I think it is more along the lines of after this game, I'll get to sleep at maybe around 11 a.m. So I've probably got another couple hours awake because I might have something to eat before I go to bed. That one has gone over for the Sharks. And now the score is going to be 8 for Munster, 3 for the Sharks. And this game's just getting a little bit closer to the Sharks. They will take that one because of the fact that they are down to 14 men at this stage and points on the board for the Sharks, says Sebastian in the chat as well. And it will be kicked off now for Munster. And it will be Joey Carberry who will be doing so. Now he will be kicking off, looking like he is going to be kicking off to the right-hand side, the near side of the field as well. Oh, it's trying to be retained there by Ulster, but unfortunately, Munster, I should say. But then unfortunately, the ball did end up coming loose, but it's another penalty. 6 black obstruction, so it's Dylan Richardson who was penalised there, and it does now mean that they will be able to take that 3 points straight back, which is not what the Sharks would have been wanting. I'm just looking here. Dylan Richardson, I'm looking around for him. There he was. He was blocking the man in the end who did jump for the ball. I think it's the call. And the end that they have gone with there. So now they have got the opportunity. I would say they'll go for the corner this time, Munster. And they are going to indeed. They have decided that they want to get a try on the board rather than get them the 3 points. It would have given them the 8-point lead if they had gone for that 3, but instead they are going to be taking on possibly the opportunity of a 5 or a 7. But there it was actually Andrew Conway going up in the air, but didn't quite get to that ball because he had a Dylan Richardson underneath him, which is why the penalty was given. But now it will be the man in the number 2 jersey, Niall Scannell. And they are going to have to step off just a little bit. Quincy Morner at the front, just trying to close that gap a little bit. They're going to the back once again. Peter O'Mahony takes it nicely, and this one is set nicely for the rolling maul now. Scannell has got this one. It is marching forward now for Munster. The big 4-pack making the most of it as well. Grobbler trying to get through the middle, not making any ground though. And now they are still marching here, Munster. Going sideways, getting closer and closer. Ball out the back there for Craig Casey. Slightly isolated. He's got players falling on him as well, but it's available at the back for Munster. Once again, looks like they will be going quick hands now. Out to Combs, tries to find the offload. It's taken nicely by the man in number 14 jersey, Andrew Conway, but it was very close to an interception pass. Dragged down just a metre short. Dylan Richardson getting involved. It is still available for Munster, and it is going to be now a knock-on. A double knock-on, I should say there. So it will be now a Munster scrum feed as well. We have also got there. Do you think they should, or you should always take the 3 when you're a player down as well, says Sebastian? It depends on where it is on the field, but straight out in front, I feel like because of the fact that they didn't get their last line out straight, it did make them maybe a little bit more skeptical because they have got one less man on the field at the moment. It was actually Thomas DeToy, so you are missing a prop there, which is quite a bit of shunt, but who knows? Maybe if they get another opportunity, they might try and go for the corner. Now we have got a little bit of a stoppage. Andrew Conway here just got the cut below or above the eye, I believe it is. And also we have got their bag of chips for the H-man after the match as well, says Joseph. Thank you very much, mate. Hugely appreciated that donation there. And also it is going to be Hinka Fenter going off the field with a little bit of a cut as well by the looks of it. So instead it is going to be Machunu who has made his way out there for this one. And at the stage, it is just one of those situations you want to make sure that that cut is going to stop bleeding. We've had about 3 blood bins almost by the looks of it so far because Grobbler's eye was bleeding just below it. Then we've also had the other one, but they are showing Machunu here. He is on the field. That is due to Thomas DeToy getting his yellow card, so they had to make a sub of someone else. So that was why it was actually the other man making his way off the field. I can't remember who it was. I believe it was actually Grobbler who did head off there, and that is the reason. No, Grobbler is still out there. They will show it in a short moment. O'Donoghue off the field as well, and that is going to be Knox replacing him there. Keenan Knox, I should say there. We have also got there. I don't think they were in the conference base rugby competitions anymore as well, says it is Simon Hughes there. But yeah, it's going to be interesting because, of course, we saw Super Rugby Pacific. They have recently announced kind of the way that they are going to be running the competition. And it is going to be actually you play everyone once in a round robin, and then you have 3 randomized games, which I feel like could be an interesting situation in terms of who gets paired up with who. Like the front rows have gone down, and now it is going to be another scrum reset. And Pepsi Buthelezi at the back there, he won't be minding this too much, using up a little bit more time on the board just to really We are down that clock on the yellow card, still another around 3 or 4 minutes on it. So he'll have to try his best to make sure that they don't end up conceding any more tries. But it is Machunu out there. It is Kuta Machunu on that tight head prop side. And at this stage, they just want to make sure that they don't let Munster score before halftime. If Munster get another one, then maybe they will be able to score once again in the early stages of the second half and try and run away with it, like Leinster were able to do up against the Bulls. But the Sharks, they are not out of this match yet. They are sitting currently 8 points to 3. They are only 5 behind. They just need to make sure they don't concede another one before they get back to the 15 minutes. A big push here from Munster. They've gone up in the front row, and it's an advantage now as well. That turf is absolutely destroyed. Craig Casey sells the dummy, goes himself, and he scored the try there, and that has ruined my theory there big time there for Munster. For the Sharks, because it is going to be the try, and it is going to be Craig Casey who was able to score it. He ended up selling that dummy very nicely, going through 35 minutes into this game, and now they've been able to pick up another one. They are halfway to a bonus point, but it was just a massive push. They're just ripping up the turf. The groundskeeper will be watching that, probably with tears in the eyes, but then Craig Casey, he will be loving that one indeed, because he was able to get it in the end. Score the try, Craig Casey. Try in the chat from Katie Dixon as well, and it is the second try of the match for Munster. Saw that gap, went for it. Oh, he also got crushed there by Dylan Richardson. A lot of pressure on those guys in the scrum with the way that it went down. It was an awkward one, but it did lead to the try for Munster, and now they are sitting 13 points to the 13 points to the 3 of the Sharks as well. Now, everything I said there about the Sharks trying to defend and make sure that they don't give away a try before the end of the first half, unfortunately, that has almost been revoked, because now they need to make sure that they don't get another one. He hasn't struck that one very well, though, so it is going to remain 13 points to the 13. I keep on saying 13 to 13. That seems to be the score that in my brain I want it to be, but 13 to 3 is the score now. But you just see the turf. It was absolutely destroyed from that scrum. But Craig Casey, he absolutely destroyed the defence, just being able to snipe around the side there and score himself the try. Zebo right next to him. They're happy with that one. And the Sea Sharks can't see them winning as well. Says up Morse. And at this stage, it's going to be tough for them. Definitely if they do end up conceding another try early in that second half. Because we saw with the Bulls, they were never able to make up the 2 tries that Leinster were able to score. Oh, Werner Koch, he's fallen hard on that one. But luckily for him, he was contesting for the ball, so it does mean that it wouldn't be a penalty if he was the first man who did get there and then he was taken out in the air. It could have been a different story, but did arrive a little bit later. Yapinke has gone straight through the hands, and now it's available for Peter O'Mahony once again here. Passing it back, Craig Casey going to the first receiver, Carberry with the bounce pass. They've got men on the outside once again here for Munster, and are looking for the attacking play down the wing. Zebo gone through the hands, and now it will be the Sharks who have got the opportunity at line-out time. Thika Abraham's thinking about taking it quickly, but I believe because the player touched the ball 4 months, he wasn't going to be able to take that one quickly, but just nice back line here once again. Goggin goes on the outside of Zebo, but they did get trapped, running out of space from running sideways. Was calling for it as well, but yeah, just ended up completely getting cut out in terms of where he could go there. But on the halfway line, almost Kieran van Fedden with another scrum feed, another line-out throw for the Sharks here. Needs to make sure that this one is straight so far. He's had one not straight one there. Kieran van Fedden taken nicely by Grobber, and now it's going to be dragged down straight away here by Munster, breaking off the back end. Dylan Richardson trying to make a couple extra meters, and it was almost a clean turnover there. Play on as the call. Machunu now trying to drive his way forward here for the Sharks once again. And it's looking like Ruan Pina is going to be kicking this one high. Yapinke chasing it hard as well, just outside of the 22. Oh, he's knocked it on though, Yapinke. And it does mean now that it is going back for the scrum feed for Munster as well. And Yapinke, he is saying a word that I'm not allowed to say on this live stream, but he is not happy with himself in that regard for putting that one down. He would have been absolutely loving to hold on to that one. I think Major League Rugby conference style rugby competition now thinking about it just now as well. Says Simon Hughes. I didn't actually watch too much of the MLR, but I was hoping to watch a lot more of it kind of in the next season that they are going to be having. Although I did find out a few of the players that I did know from the teams have retired. Unfortunately, the likes of Matt Giddo, Adam Ashley Cooper, he is now coaching, I have been informed as well. But yeah, it should still be a very interesting competition. It's an up-and-coming competition that I feel like could have a few eyes on it going into the future years. Definitely heading near that World Cup as well, with America hopefully being able to put in a good performance up against the All Blacks at the end of the year. They are currently looking that they will be qualifying as America's won if they win their game up against Uruguay. And South African rugby is full of surprises as well. Says Simslayer, perhaps they can get themselves one before the end of this first half. My voice is trying to disappear. And also we have got their bad play by the Sharks as well, says Johan. And I believe it was a little bit in terms of just trying to get back to that 15 minutes. Well, currently only 15 seconds left of this first half between these two sides, Munster and the Sharks, and there is currently a 10-point lead in the favour of Munster. And they will be relatively happy with that in that regard, but they have missed 2 kicks so far, which could have had them up to 17 with that 14-point lead. But on the 22 now, Craig Casey will be feeding this ball, and I think Munster will kick this ball into touch. There was a little bit of a nod there in agreement with maybe Zebo, which means they will be kicking this one out. We have got there. Don't you think after this COVID pandemic is over, the South Africa should host the Rugby World Cup again? Says Johan. I know that it is going to be a possibility in the future. Zebo, tell you what, he was not going to be kicking it. They gave him the nod, and now he is running up to the halfway line. Your Pinkgate trying to get straight on the ball, and Munster deciding to go for one more attacking opportunity before we get to halftime, but it is going to almost be stolen. No, Dylan Richardson not quite able to get it. They've got the advantage at the moment for a knock on here. And it looks like they are going to continue to go forward. O'Donoghue looked like he was a little bit slow getting up there for Munster, but now trying to pierce the line on the halfway line. Kieran van Beeren gives away the penalty for flopping straight down. So now Craig Casey, 50 metres out. Do they kick for the corner or do they go for the 3 points? That's the question. No, as well, says Karma Peach. And it's going to be interesting because I know that the World Cup in 2031, if I'm not wrong, or 2027, no, actually 2031, I believe, is going to be in Australia. If I am right in that regard. And we have got the Iceland as well for Karma Peach in terms of where they will host the Rugby World Cup. That would be kind of cool to see in terms of the factor of, I don't think I've ever seen Iceland play rugby union. Another thing about it off the top of my head, I'm wondering where they are in the world rankings. Do let me know if you know Karma Peach for that one. But now they have decided to kick for the corner. And now 25 metres out, Munster. We are after 41 and a half minutes. This first half is not over yet. And they are going to be going for another attacking opportunity to try and get themselves a third try in this first half, and that would really make it very tough for the Sharks to be able to come back in this one. Going to be offloaded back once again. Craig Casey piercing the gap now, trying to find the offload. The referee was actually there as first receiver, so he wasn't quite able to find it. Now going back once again into the hands of the hooker for Munster. Once again, going to be O'Donoghue trying to drive his way forward. Good leg drive from the forwards with him as well. Offloading it back once again. It's a loose ball, but it's jumped on by their number 4. It is Grobbler jumping straight on there. It's an advantage as well here for Munster once again, but it is for a knock-on advantage. So it would mean if there was anything else that did happen. Tell you what, that's quick hands. Offloaded back on the inside, and Zebo trying to get that one. Craig Casey now going back once again. And at the moment, they are just attack after attack after attack here. Munster going for it once again. It is going to be Klein driving forward. And will they be able to stop them? It's a beautiful step there from Conway. And he is getting close to the line as well. Now 5 metres out, Craig Casey firing it to the big forwards. Only a couple metres short. Pepsi Butalazy straight on the ball. Craig Casey now selling a dummy. Zebo offload out the outside. And it's going to be the number 13. He's close to the line as well, but straight on the ball there. It's ripped away. No, it's a penalty once again against the Sharks. And now they will only be a couple metres short here. Ball is not quite available. Rampina just holding on to Klein there. 2027 is going to be in Australia. And 2,228 has been bid by the Aussies as well, says Brian Dempster there. Another chat, they have taken the quick down Munster, and they are close to the line. It's a try. And they have been able to get themselves another try here in the first half, and that will be possibly what they will be very happy with as well. Who was it who was able to get through there? I believe there is a few pats on the head going for who is it that was able to score it. That's the question. Who are they going to be awarding this try to? There was just a mess of bodies in the middle there. And then they took the quick tap. And then from there, Munster only a couple metres short. I'm looking very closely at who carried that ball as well. Went down, and I believe it was actually, if I'm not wrong, it might have been Finnan with Shirley. No, actually, no, it was Coombs who was able to get over the line there. And that is a very nice try as well. Gavin Coombs scoring it in the 40th minute now for them. And we will add that one to the try scorers list as well. There we go. And we will go Gavin Coombs in the number 8 jersey in the 40th minute of this game. Now 3 tries for Munster in this first half. They only need one more to be able to get themselves that bonus point. So they are working very close to win indeed. We have got Johnny Blaze that says should be Australia, even South Africa. They deserve to host a World Cup surely as well, says that Johnny Blaze, and he has put at Will Rugby in there as well. Kick from the sideline has gone over. So the score at halftime in this game, between Munster and the Sharks is going to be 20 points to the 3 as well. Look out, Etzebeth may be playing his 100th cap for the Springboks at the end of this year or at the beginning of next year as well, says Johan. He is indeed. And Bowden Barrett is only around 3 caps away as well from bringing up his 100. So both of them bringing them up at around the same time in that regard. But I will get some stats up for this match as well for you, ladies and gentlemen, so you know exactly what has been happening there. United Rugby Championship is the name of the competition. It is the first round still. This is the second last game that we are going to be having. We have had some very good games indeed so far as well. He's already has 93 as well, says Johan. And also we have got there only a bit by the Aussies, not definite yet, says Brian Denser there, and the Sharks are so inconsistent, says Johan. And unfortunately, they can't afford to give away too many more penalties or anything in the second half because they've already probably had their last warning for that yellow card. They did receive it earlier on. Thomas Tatoy, England will probably win rights for the World Cup in 2027, says Johnny Blaze there as well. But we will look through some of the stats to do with this game. The last one will be between the Dragons and Cardiff, I believe it is. But the try scored by Carberry, or sorry, not by Carberry, by Casey Zebo, and also was the try for Gavin Coombs right at the end of that first half. Then also just the one kick going over from Carberry for the conversions, I should say, and also he was able to get the penalty as well on Kerwin Bosch. Able to get the penalty. Also possession 58% in the favour of Munster for this match. 4 clean breaks to the 1, 8 defenders beaten to the 6 as well, and 12 offloads here for them in that first half compared to the 1 of the Sharks as well. Number of tackles so far, 43 made for Munster, 6 tackles missed, and then 61 made by the Sharks with 8 tackles missed there as well. So both sides sitting with an 88% tackle success rate there as well. And penalties conceded so far, 9 penalties against the Sharks to just the 3 of the Munster side as well. So that is one thing. Discipline is going to be important. Also handling errors. They dropped the ball just a few too many times in that first half, the Sharks, for their liking. They need to make sure that the second half does go a little bit better for them. But I will mention anyone who is new, be sure to hit that subscribe button as well. It is hugely appreciated, all the support you guys have been showing on these live streams over the weekend. So if you are new, be sure to hit that subscribe button. It's currently daytime here in New Zealand. As you can see, we are sitting at 8:30 a.m. We have been live streaming since 6 p.m. yesterday. So it is well and truly, that's actually 14 and a half hours. That's a little bit too long in some regards, I guess you could say, but we are still going and we are going to be continuing through the rest of this match. And then also, I was hoping to do the match tomorrow night for the Gallagher Premiership, if that is something you guys are keen on as well there. But nonetheless, we are waiting for the second half to get back underway. Do let me know in the chat who you think is going to be scoring the first try of the second half. And while we are at it as well, I will show you the options for both of these sides of the bench. There they are as well. Hamish, it was awesome having your old lady on the stream last night. Cool you share commentary with your mum. Much love, brother, as well, says Johnny Blaze. And I am glad you guys enjoyed that one as well. Perhaps we can do a few more in the future in that regard as well. But I think she enjoyed it. I think it was because of the fact that she had a few beers beforehand that she was a little bit more agreeing to take part in it. But yeah, it was very fun indeed for that match that, in honest opinion, didn't really have too much happening in it. Wallabies versus the Pumas. There were a lot of drop balls, a lot of stoppages. So it was great to have something to fill in that time as well while we were having a big old chat about that match as well. But looking through the benches for me, a player straight away, I would say RG Snyman. I know a lot of people are hyped up to see him back for Munster, but also I would say Nohamba. I'm thinking he's going to be able to snipe his way around the side of the ruck and get the first try of the match for the Sharks, perhaps. And 100 in the chat. Your work ethic is truly unmatched as well. 14 hours streaming. You are godlike as well, says Johnny Blaze. But at the end of the day, I cannot do it alone. It is you guys in the chat that keep us powering through all of these live streams. And I just absolutely love doing it as well. But Munster having a good start to this match. 20 points to 3. Like I mentioned a little bit earlier on in terms of the table. I will actually show it on my phone. Unfortunately, normally I do have the pop-ups, but because the game that did take place between, it was Edinburgh and also I think it was Scarlets, if I'm not wrong, did go a little bit longer than expected. It did mean that I wasn't quite able to get it up in time for me to be able to show you guys on there. But that is why we have got this situation. We go like this. And we go like this, ladies and gentlemen. That is the table as we are sitting at the moment. Leinster sitting in first place on 5 points. Also on 5 points is Cardiff, the Lions, Ulster, and Edinburgh as well. So we can see a lot of tries being scored in the first round of the United Rugby Championship. But we can see there plus 28 points differential. Currently sitting plus 17 for Munster. So if they get to plus 29, they will win or they will not, well, they will win, of course, but they will also have the best points differential, which will put them into first place after the first round of the United Rugby Championship as well. Do you know Gareth Mason? I have watched a few of his videos, but I do not know him personally. I guess you could say as well in that situation, Johan. And also we have you there. Thank you for all you do for us, the Kiwi lads, as well as Katie Dixon. And it is absolutely no worries indeed, because I absolutely love doing it. As I say, no matter what, who has to be Sharks to score first as well, says Philip. It does indeed. They need a try, and they need one soon, because if they do not end up getting that try soon, Munster, they need one more to get that bonus point. So we will have to wait and see whether or not they can do that as well. We have got a donation from Johnny Plays the Classic. $4.20 as well. It's been a little while since we have seen that number up there, but I absolutely love seeing it as well. A little emoji as well. Tell you what, normally it is the Marco Vunipola one that we have seen. So it's great to have you back there, Johnny, in terms of up on the screen there. And starting the day off right, cones and coffee as well in there. And we have got a little emoji there, but I believe the coffee one is the only one that they are showing in that regard. Unless it is actually steam of some sort, maybe. Not too sure, but thank you very much for that donation, Johnny. Usually appreciate it, mate. And I do appreciate that support. And you also became a channel member yesterday, so be sure to think of a good question to ask Norm Maxwell, because in the next couple of weeks, we're going to be doing a live Q&A with that man, as he is very keen on continuing to help the channel grow in that regard as well. We have got there, Gareth Mason is a legend. Much love to old mate G-Man as well. And he's one of those guys straight away that kind of paved the way for us younger guys, I guess you could say, in that regard, to be able to come into these matches and keep on doing the commentary. He was one of the trailblazers in that regard. So that is why it is absolutely awesome that he is still doing the live streams, even after, I believe he's been doing it for around 3 or 4 years, if I'm not wrong, maybe even longer for that. We're only the young pup, I guess you could say, around the block, because of the fact we have only been doing it for about a year. And at that regard, and Zebo hat-trick as well, says Frank, for the prediction. And also we have got a man as a legend, says that Johan, he is indeed. And he has been doing quite a few of the matches for the United Rugby, or not the United Rugby Championship, the Curry Cup, he was doing quite a few, and also for the Rugby Championship as well there. But at this stage, 20 points to 3. What is everyone's full-time score predictions? Do let me know in the chat. And Katie Dixon has put there the coffee emoji with the plug as well there in the chat. Yep, 3 or 4 years as well, says Johan. But at this stage, Zebo, Casey, and also Coombs were the 3 try scorers for Munster. The Sharks, the reason their names aren't there is because there have been no tries. They haven't been able to get one yet. No South African side has been able to score a try in their last kind of the match between the Bulls and also this match as well. So we've gone a whole 120 minutes of rugby without seeing a South African side score in this United Rugby Championship, maybe even more in that regard, if we do consider some of the game between the Western Stormers and the Benetton, because I think, if I'm not wrong, when was the last try in that game for the Stormers? I keep on saying the Western Province, but it is the Stormers in this competition. You will also progress a lot with your subscribers another year, after another year, I promise you as well, says Johan. And that's the thing, we are posting plenty of videos in just that year that we have been going on this channel. I believe we have posted around 900 videos or something along those lines. So it's a crazy number, but we have just been keeping on that grind. We've been continuing to grow as well with all the support from you guys in the chat as well. And it is just absolutely incredible, the amount we have been able to grow. I am just checking to see the stat in terms of the United Rugby Championship when the last try of the match was scored by Stormers. I believe it would have been quite early in their game, if I'm not wrong. Their facts only, where are we looking? So they did score the try in the 44th minute. So that means now the maths at this time of the morning will be tough to do, but I am assuming there that it is 154 minutes since we have seen a South African side score in the rainbow, or not the rainbow. It's not a rainbow. It is the Pro. No, it's not the Pro 14. It is the United Rugby Championship is the name there. And Zebo scores twice. You get £10 from me. Zebo scores 3 times. £20 goes to, oh, sorry, is that pounds or euros? But 20 goes to Cancer Trust as well, says Frank. That sounds like a very reasonable deal indeed, mate. And yeah, thank you very much for that kind offer there. So Zebo, if he can score himself one more, £10 from me, and Zebo scores 3 in this match, and it is £20, euros. I feel like that is pounds, if I'm not wrong there. That little emoji there. And it goes to Cancer Trust as well, says it Frank Frenet in that regard. But yeah, we are just waiting for the second half to get back underway. We are watching this game on Spark Sport. Depending on what country you are in, you're more than likely, if you are watching the game, you will see it on the United Rugby Championship website. They have added it in. You can get a season pass for around $160, or we provide that free kind of commentary option as well, but you cannot see the game, unfortunately. But there will be highlights scattered around on YouTube, I'm sure, after this one. No worries. I hope you want him to get 3. I do indeed, mate. I'm hoping, tell you what, I'm not sure what 4 gets him, but hopefully Zivo can well and truly go out there and do a very good thing for him as well in that regard. And we have got there, the grind never stops. The growth is snowballing. We're on the way to the top as well. UK pounds will do as well, says Frank Frenette. And I feel like that's one thing I've almost learned my time zones, other than the fact we've changed it now, unfortunately, because of the fact that we have got in that situation of, unfortunately, we're going forward an hour. Daylight savings happens in New Zealand, so my brain's gone scrambled for time zones. And then now those pound and euro emojis, I always get around the wrong way. I am used to dollars in that regard, which is why I really struggle in that regard, because UK pounds as well, I'm not sure about exchange rate. I know that the South African rand, you add a 0 or you add 2 zeros, I think it is actually, to get the amount in New Zealand dollars or somewhere around there. Australian dollars are relatively close. But yeah, that is one thing as well. I know flags of every country pretty much all around the world, which is a weird stat, but pretty much any flag from any country I can name pretty much at the flick of a switch. But then when it comes to their time zone and their currency, I am shocking, to be fair there. And now the Sharks already out on the field. They're looking like they are raring to go as well. You're a legend, Hamish. What a delight it was to meet your mother a bit online, or albeit online as well, says David. And yeah, I think she did enjoy that live stream as well. And yeah, I give up performance is to be bad by other team is frustrating as well, says that Barry Green there as well in the chat. Right, Zebo, we want him to get 2 more. Can he do it? He isn't out on the field at the moment by the looks of it. Tell you what, who have they got on their bench? Are they going to replace him? I really imagine that we go out for that second half and they just replace him straight away. But I believe they have got the option of Chris Cloete. I'm not too sure what position he plays. Hopefully it isn't Zebo, and we can get him 3 tries. Tell you what, coming back into the side of Munster as well to be able to get a hat-trick would be absolutely incredible for that man. And Munster, they need 1 more try, and then they will just be pouring it on to try and get as many points as they can to try and get that first place position. They're showing him there, Zebo. Looked dangerous in the first half, scoring that early try in only the 6th minute of this game. Is he going to be able to get another one? I'm hoping the Sharks get 1 try, though, in this match at least, because of the fact that stat that I mentioned, 154 minutes since we have seen the last one. Are you streaming later today, Amish, as well? Says that David, I was hoping to do the Bunnings NPC, but I believe due to the fact that that game would be starting with me being up for around 24 hours, I believe I won't be able to do that one, but I will hopefully be doing the game at 3 a.m. if I am awake and rearing to go for that one, which will be for the Gallagher Premiership. The ball's been put down. Henko Fenton not able to claim it, but Thika Abrahams has got this one now for the side in the black for this match. The Sharks, they are away from home, but they will be hoping to be able to get that away win, but it's going to be tough for them. 17 points behind at the moment. Premier Sports YouTube channel, very quick for highlights, but I noticed yesterday as well. Says it was Simon Hughes and David. Yeah, was lovely having mum on the stream. A mother with her son watching rugby is a beautiful sight to behold as well. Says Young Blaze, that one's been kicked into touch, and it's only just going to be outside of the 22 for Rohan Pena, just not quite getting the distance on that one that he would have been after, that is for sure. But Henko Fenton just not taking it smoothly, and it was almost a good attacking opportunity available for Munster, and they will be going for the rolling ball. Go on. Only flag that doesn't have either red, white, or blue as well, says Frank. Only flag that doesn't have red, white, or blue. I feel like that is a question that I should have been able to answer. It used to be Libya with their dark green, but now that's a good question. I feel like I should have been able to answer it. Pretty much, if I see a flag, I can name the country. I can't think of flags in terms of their colours, which I feel like something else I need to work on. I'm just going to have to try and have a think about it as well while I am at it. This is coming to the top of my head at the moment. Unfortunately, I assume it would be a country outside of the Commonwealth. And speaking of the Commonwealth, Germany have just beat Great Britain's in 7s, ladies and gentlemen. Germany have won that game. That is an absolutely huge win for them. And I feel very proud of them indeed. Last night's stream was epic. The numbers were off the hook. And then there was Norm Maxwell as well, says David. Yeah, that was pretty awesome that we were able to have an interview with him. And he has said that he is willing to do a members-only Q&A as well for that one. That's going into touch. And it will be now their line-out throw for Munster again. They just didn't get that quite as straight as they needed to. This is random, but do you remember the 38-21 victory for England over the All Blacks in 2012? 2012. Not really, I'll be honest. I'm not too sure, Johan. What else happened in that match? Maybe a little bit of something in that match will click a little bit of a switch there, but it's going to be taken by Munster once again now using their back line. Going to be a flat ball. Nice one there. Going back, nice inside ball for them once again, and they are going to be setting up here for the backline movement for Munster. It's out to Zebo now on the wing. He's going to be tackled early by Kuan Bosch. Tika Abrahams trying to mark up on this far side. You can see him kind of lurking back just in case the kick is going to be coming through from Munster. Trying to roll the right way there, Munster, and they are going short side once again. It is going to be out the back line. Once again, trying to draw in the defence. He's extremely close to the touchline in the end there. But Mike Haley just able to keep in the field of play as well. South African teams don't travel has been so far for many years, says Ernest. And also we have got their Ches brother as well, says David there. Now 40 metres out from the line here, Munster. Going back, little chip in behind him. Thika Abrahams, he is lurking for it. It is going to be sitting up for him as well. He's taking it nicely with the step as well. Thika Abrahams breaking through the tackles. He is still going. And this could be try of the round if he can link up with someone here. Little chip in behind. It's going to be chased down by Kuan Bosch, but instead, no. It is going to be taken there. Great running back there from Joey Carvery. And sorry, as well says Frank as well. No worries there. But you are going to have to let me know exactly who it is though, mate. Or else it will just be on my mind pretty much all night. I'll end up Googling it. And then a little cross kick opportunity. And it's going to be sitting up beautifully here. Conway with the offload on the inside. And it sits up now. And it's going to be Conway. Draw and pass. And this is going to be the bonus point. Or is it Yapinke? Cutting across. Great tackle there. And they've been able to stop him only a couple meters from the line. Close. Very close indeed. It's going to be Yapinke, who was able to make the tackle, driving close to the line inches from it now for Munster, and they will be using those big forwards once again. I would think no, Craig Casey takes it on himself, getting bumped off backwards. What looked like it was a little bit of an awkward fall. They are going to be using those forwards. They won't risk the backline movement here. They will keep on driving here, Munster, till they can score themselves a try. Great tackle there from the Sharks. They're trying to get up and go again. It almost ended up in that situation of them losing the ball, though. No, it is still available for Munster. Brazil as well, says Joseph, for that regard. And also, I remember the thumping the Southern Hemisphere teams gave England back in the... Oh, it's a penalty to the Sharks as well. So they've done extremely well to survive the Yapinke with just incredible defence to be able to run right across. And he didn't get a lot of contact on him, but in the end, it was just enough to be able to knock him out at the kneecaps, I guess you could say there. But it was a beautiful little chip in behind. Awesome streams, brother. Thank you for what you do. I off to work, brothers. Have an awesome day. Cheers. As well in the chat from Johnny Blazer. Hopefully you do have a good day at work, mate. Hopefully it's a nice day up there in Waikato at the moment. See what, the sun is trying to peer its head out there at the moment. But Pinke, who was going across on the angle, great defense, Shark as well. And still in there says David Meyer as well. Welcome into the live stream, mate. It is awesome to see you guys here at the moment. They are working hard. The Sharks only a few meters out from the line, somehow able to survive once again. And Munster, they are still chasing that bonus point to see whether or not they can get themselves for full 5 for this game rather than just the 4 as well. But now it will be the Sharks getting this one for touch. Have a good one, brother, as well. And Jamaica, by the way, great pub quiz question. Sending all out Cork love to the listeners as well. So Cobb, love to your listeners as well, says Frank. Jamaica, that is a good one. They have got the green, the yellow, and then the black, I believe, if I'm not wrong there. If I'm not wrong, I could be wrong, though. There, how to make your own emoji stickers on your channel. So it says, Johan, pretty much it is through channel membership. So what we have done there is once you reach a certain kind of number of subscribers, you are allowed to introduce channel memberships to the channel. And we have had, like me and Isaac, we have spent a long time just designing these ones. So you've got the likes of those 100 emojis. They are a special one because of the fact that it is the 100th match between the Springboks and the All Blacks. Also, there is that one with the South African flag embedded in there, or the Springboks logo, I should say. Also, New Zealand with the silver fern in the background. That is going to be kicked for touch by the Sharks, seeing a bit of space in mind, and it rolls just outside of the 22, 30 meters out now, and it will be a Munster once again. Thinking about taking it quickly, decides against it in the end there. But it's going to be interesting to see the later stages of this game. It seems like they are trying to fight back into this game here, the Sharks, but they need to make sure they are the first team to score in the second half. And after that massive bit of defense from Yapinke as well, they are playing like a side who really do want to get back into this one, because at the end of the day, if they convert, but do you make the emojis yourself, says Johan? We do indeed, mate. All from scratch there. So one of the emojis, that is George's face. So pretty much what we did there was we had a picture of George's face. That was the simplest one. Like we have one of Kieran here, which is a giant inflatable All Black. He's a little bit flat at the moment. Feel like he's feeling a bit deflated after the amount of live streams we've done today. But pretty much what we have done there is we ended up kind of sketching him, I guess you could say, into our editing software to do it that way. But pretty much, yeah, we designed them all from scratch and to do them as well. Are you doing any rugby commentary today, says Kevin? I was hoping to do the Bunnings NBC, but because of the fact that would be sitting at around maybe, I guess, 24 hours into the day for myself, I think I may have to miss them, unfortunately. But I want to watch that game between Wellington and Hawke's Bay. That is my problem at the moment. Quincy Mona now, quick hands here. It's going back onto the sides of a Munster where Carberry was able to turn it over. And also we have got there in the chat, but do you make the emojis yourself? And I'm at the match as well, says Damien. So who, well, I was going to say who, but how much of an attendance have they got there? Damien, do let me know. And yep, says Frank in there. And hi to you all. I'm late in joining today. Still as good as ever. Thanks, young man. Sharks, my team since forever as well. And hopefully they can get themselves a try in a short moment. Now we have, let's go there. Hey, Hamish, we should get that reaction channel up and going. Wasn't that George's project as well, says David. It was indeed. He's kind of, I don't know what happened. He kind of gave up on it after the first one. And overall, I thought that first video of us reacting to Richie Moy actually did pretty decently. But I think his new project, I think it's gone back to the gaming channel now. He kind of switches between them in that regard, George. But yeah, we will be working on the gaming channel. And also, you know, I'll try and convince them to get a Kiwi Lads Reacts up and going as well. And my other project, I want to get the Kiwi Lads Sport up and running for sports that aren't just for the rugby, just all kinds of stuff on that one as well. That is a great kick downfield from Munster, 5 meters out. It's going to be a line out for them now. Yeah, let's go. Can't wait to see these Northern Hemisphere teams come play the same South Africa teams in South Africa, says Ernest. It's going to be exciting, that is for sure, to see the difference in terms of how they play. It's going to be completely different conditions and kind of unwritten territory. Oh, that looked awkward for Craig Casey when he did have his knee taken out there. But now at this time, it is going to be 10 meters out now for Munster. Can they get that rolling mill try going? Zebo, we need him to get 2 tries. We want him to get the 2 rather than the 1. And, or should I say, we want him to get 2 more rather than the 1 more. And in that regard, but now going to the front once again, they're going to be about 15 meters out. So Munster, they are going to be trying to go for this rolling mill once again. Slap on the back from the big locks, and it's starting to edge its way forward. Craig Casey is nowhere to be seen now. He is marching his way forward. Have been told to use it once. And it looks like it's going to be breaking off the back. No advantage yet. Still available in the ball. Now it will be told to be used. And it will be there. Prop. He has passed it out the back now. It's going to be Conway having a bit of a carry once again. The big forwards of Munster, they don't often go out the back line when they have got the big men right next to the breakdown. I haven't noticed from the first game that I've been watching of them so far, but now it's going to be offloaded once again. It's going to be the big men just trying to drive forward, but straight in there, Thomas Tatoy, ball bouncing free, and it's almost going to be on the side of the Sharks, or is it? No, it will be the penalty to Munster once again. And tell you what, Thomas Tatoy, he's already had the yellow card like they are mentioning. He won't want to give away another penalty. He said, I thought I had the ball. They've taken the quick tap, or if they know. Just instead now going to be Munster once again, 5 meters out. It may even take the quick tap. Uh-oh. Another yawn. That is about our 9th in the night, which actually is pretty decent for a 9 a.m. in New Zealand, seeing as the fact of I woke up at about 12 yesterday, I believe it was. So we've been up for around 21 hours doing our live streams. We've done them for about 12 hours of the day so far. But it is a lot of fun, and fun indeed, I should say. What are they going to do here? They're going to just take the quick tap. And they are driving at the line, just throwing himself forward there, I believe it would have been. Niall Scannell around the side. It's the try to Munster. And they've scored another one, and that is going to be the bonus point on their side as well. And it is going to be, I believe it was actually O'Donoghue who was able to score that one, Jack there. And now we will add that one to the try scorers list as well. He is a very happy man at the moment. There we go. We add that one there, and it's going to be 27 at the moment for them in this match. So I believe that is actually the kick has gone over as well. I believe that is trying to say. In that regard, we will add that one as well. It's going to be just throwing themselves forward. Jack O'Donoghue able to score it. And now Munster got that bonus point. So now it's that situation of if they can win this game by a lot more points, they will be able to get themselves into first place after round 1 of this competition of the Rugby Championship. So O'Donoghue able to score it. Actually, no. Was it O'Donoghue who scored that one? No, it was Gavin Combs. I almost gave it to the wrong guy. So we are going to quickly go back down. We will add another one. That is a lot easier to spell as well. Coombs was able to score that one, and now we will add that one on to his try scoring list. And now he is sitting on the 40th minute and the 52nd minute. He has been able to score into this one. Frank is happy as well with that one. And now Munster just going to be outside of their 22. I believe Craig Casey will be passing this one back and going for the kick, but Van Heerden going to be making his way out there. If that is replacing the Roots, who's normally a very dangerous player for the Sharks, but hasn't really had too many opportunities, been shut down pretty well throughout this game as well. Fired back into the pocket now, and I will be Joey Carberry, who will be kicking that one downfield. Almost fumbled there, but he has taken it nicely. Pepsi Buthelezi now going to be steaming forward on the halfway line, looking for the step, trying to break the tackle, but he has been dragged down there by the Munster defence. Once again, Roampina wants the quick ball there. Kuan Bosch joining the back line now, and they got the men on the outside. It's gone through the hands of Thicke Abrahams. Down the wing, unfortunately, for the Springboks. Oh, not the Springboks, the Sharks. Once again, South Africa team's quite disappointing. Going to go play Sea of Thieves as well, says Hercules. That is a fun game indeed. Me and Isaac, one of the other Kiwi lads, it's been quite a wee while on that game. Maybe it's even one that you guys would like to see on the Kiwi Lads Gaming channel in the future for a live stream. But by the looks of it, they are going to be making a sub here, Munster, which does mean I have got a lot less chance of being able to name these players, but it is going to be their number 20 coming out onto the field, which is going to be Ahern, and also it will be Keenan Knox, sorry. And we have got it'll take the South Africa teams a bit of time to get around this competition. I'm taking home the probably win games as well. In there from Simon Hughes, and also we've got there Sibo. Sibo needs a 6 or 7 on his shirt to score more. He does indeed. And it's one thing I've noticed from this game for Munster. Those loose forwards are just the guys who they give the ball to. It's either loose forwards or you've got that situation of, I guess, the halfback taking a wee snipe. Now they're going to the front, and it's going to be it was going to be their number 2 driver 40, still running. Good low tackle from you, Big K, even though it was a forward pass, and now it's going back for the Sharks once again here. Currently sitting 54 minutes into this game, and they have got a very nice lead in this game with the 27 points to 3. So I did mention the points differential for the Leinster side was plus 28. So now in this situation, they need to win this game by plus 29 in this one, and they aren't too far off here for Munster. One more try would give them the lead going into the second round of the Rugby Championship, the United Rugby Championship, if the Sharks weren't to score any more points on the board as well. But Roampina, once again, going to be feeding the ball, and he is playing for the Chiefs during the Curry Cup, but now getting the opportunity for the Sharks at number 9. A little bit too early there, and it does mean now that we are going to have another scrum reset for this one so far. Sebastian is spot on with the score prediction as well in the chat. Oh, wait a minute. I will have to go back to see Sebastian's score from a little bit earlier on. I am looking for it. What was your score prediction, Sebastian? I'm trying to remember it. Was it something similar to 23-3 or 27-3? Sorry. Do let me know. Unfortunately, my chat does not quite go far enough back for me to be able to check that one, but I assume if I was on the other one, I might be able to see it. But I think you will probably still be here, Sebastian, in the chat to let me know as well. But now it is going to be going, and is it Roampina now? It's a penalty to Munster. He said Munster by 24 points. Tell you what, he's nailing it then in that regard, if it stays the way that it is. But Munster, they look like a side that are wanting to go for a plus 30 in terms of this matchup. Now it is going to be, I should say, once again, Carberry kicking this one into touch. I'm looking at the bench here. They have got Cloete, I believe, something along those lines for the pronunciation. Will they take off the man in the number 11 jersey here, Simon Zebo? But the problem is he's running out of time, so he either needs to score 2 within about 10 minutes of each other and then get taken off the field, or he's going to run out of time to be able to score so many. And this one, Zebo, unfortunately, he's happy in the background, though, at this stage. If you really want to go viral, fall asleep mid-commentary, rugby commentator falls asleep after 24 hours on air, leaving thousands stuns as well, says it, Gavin McGrath. Maybe one day it will end up happening. I haven't actually ever ended up in this situation. I've never had a drink of water or anything on live stream, which is something that you guys have found absolutely incredible as well. I always have it in between the live stream, but falling asleep would definitely be a new kind of accomplishment, I guess you could say as well. Trying to remember it as well. I'm at the wedding. The wedding. It's an interception pass, and it's going to be now Chamberlain, and he will be able to score the try. So now it will mean that they will need another try for it to be the points differential of 24, but it's the Sharks trying. It's the first one of the match. They have been lurking for most of this match, but it was Bjorta Chamberlain who was able to score it there. And it was a little bit of a gifted one as well. They went with the floaty pass, unfortunately trying to give it out to Zebu. Zebo, out on that side. Yeah, lobby one trying to skip a few of the men. It was stolen by Chamberlain. And now we will add that one to the try scorers list. There we go. Yeah, good. Hopefully I spelled it correctly. I always worry that I spell names wrong when I do put them into this little thingamabob, but we are going to put it up there, and it is going to be going across the bottom now. That one has gone over, and the Sharks now going to be sitting on 10 points, 17 points behind. Surely they cannot make a comeback here. We might have to wait and see, though. Yeah, what's got the it's imperative to hydrate Hamish as well, says David David. So pretty much my tactic, I guess, is I end up kind of drinking like a glass of water in between each live stream, kind of from there. But yeah, one day, if I do end up having a drink of water on live stream, you guys will be very surprised. I think the sun's trying to come out, ladies and gentlemen, at the moment here in New Zealand. It actually rained during the night, which is interesting that it has decided to come out clear today. Yes, the Sharks and the Cheetahs deal so Cheetah player eligible, to play for the Sharks as well, says Philip, in that regard. Which is pretty awesome to have those kind of deals, because I know the Wasps and New Zealand Rugby really have a good deal going for the Gallagher Premiership. That's why we see the likes of Via Fafita, Brad Shields as well. Who else? Malachi Fekatoa, all of those guys kind of going back and forth between the sides. It's pretty awesome to see. That one went out on the full from a Munster. I agree. Bad for vocal cords to dehydrate as well, says it Gavin McGrath. And at this stage, I think I am going to be having a snack after this live stream as well, probably called breakfast, but really it's like a late tea, I guess you could say. And Guimedi going to be making his way out onto the field, and that is going to be replacing Henko Fenta as well. We will timestamp the first documented Hamish live stream hydration break for the Kiwi Lads archives as well, says it Katie Dixon there. But now going back in, Rohan Pena puts the ball in for the scrum on the halfway line as well. They're going to be going short side, and they've got a couple men on the outside. It's going for a little grubber of mine. It's going to be setting up nicely for Verna Cockno. Going to be taken now by Haley and at the number 15 jersey. And tell you what, if the Sharks can get one more try before the 65th minute, I don't think they're completely out of this one. Do not drink so that you don't have to go to the bathroom, says Gavin. I guess that could be a strategy in that regard, but I think it is just more of the case of, I'm not really sure what it is. I guess I've just gotten into that kind of routine of having a drink before and after the live stream type thing. And then I just kind of go and kind of have my little breaks in between. In terms of having a snack as well, like I had a banana in between the third and fourth live stream, I think it was, if I'm not wrong, or maybe actually would have been the second and third live stream, sorry, because of the fact that the third and fourth, we were pretty much straight in, straight out in terms of going there and there. But at the moment, there's a bit of an eye roll going on out on the field for Munster. For one of their players, he is not too happy at the moment. That is sure get a water bottle and stick the Kiwi Lads monogram on it, as well, says David. Perhaps that could be strategy when we do have our first ever drink of water. We'll drink it out of a drink bottle that does have the Kiwi Lads logo on it, and then I'll be like, hey, you want a drink bottle? Buy it. I don't know. I have to come up with a better marketing pitch than that one, of course. But now it is going to be Munster using their backline once again. It's going to be a loose ball. Conway taking it nicely, but it's a lot of pressure on Haley now. Lincoln round the back. It's going to be a 50-22 attempt. It's bounced over the head, but Kerwin Bosch taking it nicely there for the Sharks in the crowd. We're getting excited for that situation. And Locady as well says that Gavin there is going to be taken nicely by Chamberlain just inside of their own 22 now. Rohan Pena once again passing the ball back into the hands of Richardson, where it's just been carry after carry throughout that R1 water bottles. They're a great idea as well, says Katie Dixon. That and the bobblehead that someone suggested earlier on, I am very keen to try and get one designed in that regard. But now it's going to be near the halfway line. Back on the inside, Zebo trying to find his way through. This is actually his first carry of the second half so far, and we are 60 minutes through now. It's going to be a flat ball once again here for Munster. I think the only way that they get a kind of try with one of their backs is when it is a runaway, like the opportunity over the top. It's gone into touch, never mind. And it does now mean that it will be the Sharks who will have this line out throw. Taking it quickly there. It's going to be play on. I believe they were about to make subs one of the sides, but now Kerwin Bosch running straight sideways now. Got a bit of pace as well. Gives it off to Verna Cook. The first carry of the match for Verna Cook as well, I swear. Since we've had 61 minutes gone in this one. Rohan Pena now asking it back across once again. It's going to be a penalty for the Sharks as well. Starting to build some momentum now. You're selling a water bottle would be pretty ironic, though. It's like a vegetarian endorsing a mutton stew as well. I guess that is a very good point. In that regard, we have got the buy a Kiwi Lace water bottle and we'll throw in a Lawnmower Manscaped 4.0 for free as well, says David. I tell you what, that would be a deal and a half. In that regard, buy a water bottle for, I don't know, how much do people sell water bottles for nowadays? I haven't bought one in a while because of the fact I normally just have the grass. They have the grass, have the glass. That was going to be charged down by Pienaar, but I believe he was offside, if I'm not wrong there. I believe. Is that what the call was in the end, or is it something else? I think it is. Oh. I've been able to only yawn 10 times. I think it is because of the fact that these lights are brutal. Like these ones here, I got a ring light here, and then I've also got kind of like a big umbrella right in your face. So it kind of, after a while, you end up just getting it like straight in. It's like when you look straight at the sun. Well, not really, because the sun's a lot more bright. But when you look at the sun for a little while, you know how sometimes you sneeze? This is like you look at these lights and you yawn instead. Is what we will go with. And now it is going to be the scrum feed for Munster once again. It will be Craig Casey feeding this ball in and has already been able to score himself one try in this match so far for Munster. Will be able to get himself maybe another one because, like I mentioned, if Munster can score 2 more tries in the last little while in this game, they will receive their first place position on the table up to $30 US. Average is about $8 to $15 as well. Says Gavin, there's going to be another penalty to Munster because I guess it depends on the type that you get, doesn't it? As well. In terms of if you get a thermal drink bottle, they're normally a little bit more pricey, or if you go with one, I always find that some of those kind of silver ones or kind of the kind of metal ones always end up tasting like metal. But I haven't worked out how to fix that other than to not have it as a metal drink bottle and have it as a glass instead. Do you have glass water bottles, ladies and gentlemen? That's normally just called a jug, I guess you could say, isn't it? Glass water bottle is just a glass, a vase. That's what they put plants in. You know, you just stick your plant in your water bottle when you're not drinking it. And now at this stage, 10 is going to be taken off the field here. So it is going to be the man in the number 22 jersey, Ben Healy, getting an opportunity now. Zebo is still out there, but he's running out of time. He needs 2 tries in the next little while here in this game as well. The hat trick is on the cards for him. Surely he's going to get himself the hat trick here. Fingers crossed. In that regard, but now it is going to be at the front of the line. Now, once again, it will be Baron with the throw. They've gone to the front, and it's going to be close to the touchline, extremely close, but they have been able to keep this one in the field of play. Munster once again deciding what's this happening now. There is a blow of the whistle. At this stage now, Rohan Pina, he's got a few big boys around him as well, as he did push one of the Munster players, and now it's going to be Machunu just getting whipped around a little bit. There, Grobbler now got one man by each kind of collar, I guess you could say there. There's quite a bit of tension out there between the South Africans and the Irishmen out on the field, that is for sure. But now it is going to be Rohan Pina who has got this one. I believe he wanted the ball. He dropped the ball there and then did end up throwing him almost at the barricade there. Craig Casey, can't see the sun in Ireland. Too many clouds as well, says Frank. I thought that was going to be the case here in New Zealand as well, because it was pretty overcast last night, and it's still pretty overcast. You guys can't really see it, unfortunately. But yeah, it is a little bit dark out there, but we've also got maybe a little bit of sun might come through a little bit later on. Weather reports with the Kiwi lads as well. It's night as well, says Adara, and also in there. I guess that might be a good point. Although, actually, that would be during the day, I believe, if I'm not wrong there. I have just clicked as well that normally during the day, you cannot see the cloud or cannot see the sun due to the clouds. It's going to be the scrum now. Big push there from Munster. Rohan Pina lined up there by the replacement number 23, and it's going to be the penalty there to the Sharks. And that has made the crowd not too happy. And now there was a push to the head. And now because of it, it does mean maybe they will be going back and having a look at this one. But if he struck him in the face, it could be a reverse penalty. But their number 23 is actually out on the field at the moment. It was Chris Cloete. I believe it's something along the lines for that pronunciation there. But I believe they are going to be checking this one once again. And the crowd are going to well and truly be talking about it here. If they do see a push to the head, it was a big hit on Rohan Pina. And then from there, the ball went down was trying to rip it out of his hands, and then who was it that ended up pushing him in the face? Looking around for it. We are waiting for it. They didn't actually show it on the big screen. So that means that it is still going to be in that situation of the Sharks penalty. Reversal for the push to the face. And now Munster get this one as well. So that is not what they needed to do there, the Sharks. I believe it would have been Ruben van Heerden who ended up giving away that penalty for the Sharks. And that is not what they needed when they were trying to build momentum back into this match. Could have been chasing a bonus point. So we're getting a little bit closer, but now they are going to be kicking it for touch as well. We have got there still hanging in there, buddy. You and Sebastian are epic as well. Says that David, you guys have been here pretty much since the first live stream of the day. We did start our live stream at 6 p.m. New Zealand time, which would have been 12 p.m. for Katie, and also it would have been around that kind of evening time, I believe, for Sebastian. So he's been up pretty much all of the night. No, sorry, morning time for Sebastian there as well. And Clute. Hopefully I have pronounced that correctly. So it is Clute. Hopefully do let me know if that is correct. But RG Snyman, sorry, making its way out onto the field. And there is a round of applause for that man at the moment. They are happy to see him back. He is going to be replacing Vickerley, who is going to be coming off the belt. But RG Snyman, he hasn't had too much time for Munster in the last little while, but he is back. He is ready to go for the last little while, and he's going to be thrown up in this lineout more than likely, unless, of course, they decide to go for the set play. Tell you what, he's a bit of a unit. RJ Snyman, of course, going to be going back once again now. On the outside, Craig Casey looks for the inside ball, almost finding Zebo's hands, but still going to be just available on the 22. Craig Casey once again passing the ball back. No, he's not. He has been covered there by Thomas Detoy. Going back once again here, Ulster. Oh, I almost called them. Well, I did call them Ulster. Dara was over back home last weekend and got sunburnt in Cork in September, as well, says Frank. And also we have got there anything for my Kiwi lads. I feel alive. I feel sturdy as well. And you're a legend as well, brother, says Sebastian to David. David there, but Munster still going to have this ball about 35 metres out from their own line here. Oh, sorry, that's a complete lie. They're currently 45 metres out from the Sharks line. It's a counter ruck here from the Sharks, and they've been able to get the turnover as well. 14 minutes left in this game, ladies and gentlemen, between these two sides. Can the Sharks get themselves another try? Up Pinke now, putting the ears back now. Got the man on the outside, goes on the inside. Great low tackle on him, though, by Peter O'Mahony. Now, Ryan Pina lined up again, and any time that man is whacked in the tackle, the crowd are cheering because of what happened a little bit earlier on. Van Heerden dragged down there, or Van Heerden, sorry. Morning, Amish. Do you sleep, bro, as well? Says Mokena. We haven't quite yet, but we are going to be sleeping all through the day as we have live streamed all through the night for a total of, I believe we've done 5 live streams or 6 live streams so far. That's a penalty on the halfway line for Munster once again. And anytime the Sharks start to build a few phases together, it's just getting turned over. And now it looked like it was going to be Craig Casey kicking that one for the touchline. And we have also got there in the chat. Tell you what, it is actually, I should say good morning to some of you guys in New Zealand, because it is 9:08 a.m. Will currently be evening there in South Africa, 10 p.m. and then I believe 9 p.m.-ish in Ireland, somewhere around there, or in the UK as well. They're going to take on the shot here for Munster. Healy has decided that he would like to well and truly put his boot through this one, 51 metres out, trying to line it up early on. One of the commentators here has said, put it into, oh, I can't do an Irish accent. That's one of the accents that I have always struggled to do. Put it into the corner. No, that's more American. Put it in. Nah, I'm just going to embarrass myself here. I can do quite a few accents, but Irish isn't one of them. You're a legend, bro. Hey, man, was New Zealand versus South Africa wet track? Did it rain? I don't believe it did at Country Bank Stadium or Queensland Country Bank Stadium. I believe it was pretty dry, but there were a lot of handling errors for the All Blacks, which would have made you thought that maybe there was a slippery ball situation. We've got there as well. David has said, Hamish, those were some serious numbers last night. The live chat was going like crazy. It was indeed. It was very hard to keep up with the Come On Sharks South Africa teams. Frustrating as hell as well, says Gavin. And it was pretty dry, says Sebastian as well. So now Healy lining up this kick from about 51 metres out. It is pure silence at Munster's ground here. Giving it plenty as well. And it's gone down the middle. So now the score is going to be 30 to Munster and 10 to the Sharks now. So they have got a difference of 20 points at the moment. It's a slippery ball situation as well, says a vision for AVIVA 2021. At this stage, I mean, I would have thought the amount of handling errors that both sides had, that it would have been maybe dewy or something, but I believe it was still a relatively kind of early afternoon 5 p.m. game there as well. RG Steinman, I keep on saying it wrong now, but he has at that ball for the first carry since being back from injury. Craig Casey going for the kick of mine, taken nicely by Kerwin Bosch now, passing it across to Pepsi Buthelezi, trying to break through the big tackles coming in by a Doggin was the man who was able to drag him down in the end. 45 minutes out from their own line here. The Sharks short ball goes to Machunu, getting his first carry off this one. Agree, Gavin. Only the Lions seemed on top of their game as well, says Galen. I was at my mates watching, could hardly hear or see the TV, but a lot of errors. I thought it was raining with the mistakes as well, says Mokina. And yeah, I think the All Blacks, they just seemed, oh, that was a big fend to the face. Boy, I believe it was Marius Lowe with that big fend on the defense, but now after the halfway line for the Sharks once again. But yeah, there were a huge amount of handling errors. I believe 15 for the All Blacks in this game, which is something we haven't really seen in a long time. They've got the advantage here, the Sharks, once again. If they get 3 converted tries, they win this game, but they've got 10 minutes to be able to do it. So it doesn't seem too likely. But if they can get themselves 2 tries in this game in the last 10 minutes, they will be able to get themselves a bonus point. And tell you what, offload there to Yapinke. He's taking it. And this is going to be possibly a first one past the damn ball. No, he decides to go himself. And Yapinke scores the try. That is the first of 3. Maybe. Who knows? We'll have to wait and see. But that is going to be the try to the Sharks there. And they are going to be slowly creeping back into this game. Now we will add that to the list. That is the second try. And it is Yapinke who was able to score the try as well as Rohan Pena going short side Chamberlain. Then from there was the impact straight away from Jeremy Ward. Beautiful offload and good hands from Yapinke. And instead of passing it, Thika Abrahams was right there. So if he didn't make it to the line, Thika Abrahams would have given him a 1-2 combo to the mush, but instead did he overline himself there, Yapinke, and he was able to score it there. 70 minutes into this game, and the Sharks are rewarded with a try in the later stages as well. There we go. We have got there. Well, go Munster. What's this game on Sky? As well, says Makina. Unfortunately, it is not on Sky. It is actually on Spark Sport. I did have to buy a separate subscription to be able to watch it for these games. They are only showing the South African games as well on these kind of ones. So I'm wondering whether or not Leinster versus Munster, if they do not show that game on Spark Sport, I will probably end up buying a kind of not season pass, but a one match for about 17 New Zealand dollars just to be able to watch that game as well. We have got there in the chat. I think box pressure, physical and mental caused the turnovers as well. Yeah, it was quite a few times. They were looking at the player coming at them rather than the ball. And it just means that when you do that, your hands never quite work as well as they do when you are keeping that eye on the oval-shaped little thingy that you're supposed to watch throughout the game, also known as a rugby ball. That was a weird way of describing it. My brain has stopped working, ladies and gentlemen. Will you be streaming tomorrow, Hamish? I know you won't be able to be awake for the Bunnings NPC, but we have Dragons versus Ospreys in the Rugby Championship and the London Irish versus Sale Sharks in the Premiership. I believe out of those two, it's taken beautifully there by it was Zebo in the number 11 jersey, now passing it back across field. But I believe more than likely out of those ones, they don't show the Dragons and Ospreys here in New Zealand, sadly. So instead, I would be doing the London Irish versus Sale Sharks if I was to do that game, and that would be on at 3 a.m. Tomorrow. And I'm hoping to do that game if that is something you guys are keen to see as well. At least the Sharks do not roll over and die that they're trying as well. That is true. And at the end of the day, if they can get themselves one more converted try, or even just a try, oh no, they need it converted. If they get one more converted try, they will be able to get themselves into that situation. It's a penalty to the Sharks. Rolling on the ground is the goal, so the momentum's starting to shift in this one. Sad that the Bulls lost as well, says Achilles. And it is a bit of a shame, but of course, playing in a new competition, it's going to take a little bit of time to really get adjusted into kind of the new style of rugby. Like these sides, the likes of the Leinster, the Munster, all these big dogs in the Northern Hemisphere Pro 14 normally in the season, like they're going to have to take a little bit of getting used to. At this stage now, the Sharks, they have got 7 minutes to go. All these games are on TV in USA, $7 a month on ESPN, except the Rugby Championship. As well as Kevin McGrath and Drew Hamish as well, says Achilles. So maybe I will have to look into ESPN Plus as well, but Rohan Pena going to be coming off the field. I feel like I'm going to have about 15, or no, 15 is quite a few numbers. Well, it is. It's 15 of them, but I would say that I'll probably need about 3 or 4 different kind of subscriptions to different rugby services around the world to be able to keep on watching all of these games as well. It's at least not too late for the Bulls. We still have a site on that cup as well, says Achilles. Yeah, it is only the very early stages of this competition. They have still got plenty of games. Oh, it's a beautiful ball to Pepsi Buthelezi. on the halfway line now once again for the Sharks. Nohamba firing the ball back now. Jeremy Ward bouncing out of the tackle, trying to make his way forward nicely. Nohamba is a player who I see could score himself a late try in this game, but that was before I did see what the score was going to be beforehand. But now it's going to be out the back line. Pepsi Buthelezi instead of finding the offload. It is good for me. Still going here. Pepsi Buthelezi not to ground yet. 50 metres out in Nohamba. Going short side now. Jeremy Ford once again with the ball in hand. Isolated. It was a Murray slow. But can the Sharks get themselves one more converted try? We'll give them the bonus point, and that would be a big reprieve for them in this game just to be able to get something out of it. But now Kuman Bosch with the quick hands looking to link up here. With Munster, they have got their bonus point. They do not need anything more. They just need to win this game and keep that full five. We have got theirs in their rude awakening for the South African teams. I warn them as well, says David Russell there. And I guess it is going to be a tough one. But then the big question, of course, is how will they play? Oh, that's a big hit on Kuman Bosch there. And great job from Munster getting over the ball. And it is going to be the penalty won by Munster there once again. And it was their number 12, actually. It was Rory Scannell who was able to make that big hit. And then straight in there was their number 17, Jeremy Lowman, who was able to get that ball back. It was a big hit from their number 12, playing for the full 80 in months that they want to get themselves maybe one more try. And this one could be on the cards. But 74 and a half minutes into this game now. Can they do it? That's a big question. Zebo, sorry. I said his name about 50 different times. 2 tries is kind of off the cards, unfortunately, for him. Even 1 try is probably off the cards. So maybe he will just have that one throughout this match. But kicking for the corner here, Healy. It's a brilliant kick downfield, and now they're only going to be about 5 meters out. We will dominate soon, you'll see as well. And Hungover Rugby won last night as well, says Mokena. And yeah, this stage, I guess can you get hungover off tiredness? Because I feel like I might be in that situation tomorrow perhaps. But the best thing is, by the time I wake up, it will be tea time. So I will get to have something for tea. I'm not sure what to have yet. Someone said fish and chips could be on the cards, which I would not complain about one bit, although probably not the best thing to have for breakfast in that regard as well. People said All Blacks going to put 50 points on the box, and we only lost by like 2 points, and ABs couldn't even get 20 points as well, says Achilles. But yeah, it's one of those ones as well. It's going to be that second game. The handling errors of the All Blacks, they will cut them down. Also, the Springboks, they will end up cutting down their penalties conceded, which is why the second match between the two sides, I feel, will be absolutely awesome. Tell you what, Coombs, trying to get his way to the try line. Did a short look to the side here. It's going to be the loose forwards and the big props once again. Going short side. Is he going to be willing to give it out to Zebu out on the wing? He's only hit the ball about 3 times. They're just going to continue to go around the side of the breakdown by the looks of it here for Munster. Continuing to drive, looking for that rolling ball. They just continue to go and go and go. And at this stage now, it is going to be available. Who they go back to, they're going short side. He's going himself. He wasn't able to find the offload. He had the men on the outside as well. They were calling for it there. The overlap, they are saying it's going to be the wide cutout pass. Beautiful inside ball to the number 16, but they've been able to cut him off again. They are only inches from the line here. 3.5 minutes left in this game now. Can the Sharks always ride on the ball there? It's available. He's got to release it as well. Not giving it up there by the looks of it. And they have still got the advantage here. Ulster, they are up to sitting on about 10 phases at the moment. Back to back around the side. Going low once again. Still available for the Munster side. Can they get themselves one more here? Close to the line. He's over. And it's going to be the try to Munster once again. And it was a straight out in front, and they were able to do so for that one. 36 hours will truly mess you up. At 100 hours, people will hallucinate. In a study, one guy saw cobwebs in his shoes as well, says Gavin, and also have some sleep. Hamish, your mum was cool as well. And the chat says McKenna, and yeah, it's adrenal fatigue and hallucinations, Hamish, as well. In the chat from Katie Dixon, and also we have got there, you're well hung, bro, as well, says McKenna. Also, never underestimate South Africa rugby. Even if we lose 100-0 today, tomorrow we will do even better. That is exactly right. And that is why I expected a close game in that one that we saw for the 100th match, and it was indeed extremely close in that regard. And I don't think the second game is going to be any different. I think it's going to be only separated by about 5 to 10 points as well in that regard. And we also got the United Rugby Championship really take their time in terms of uploading the highlights. None of them so far as well, says Sebastian. And also we have got their South Africa teams will in around 4 or 5 start being the ones to beat. As well, says Philip, and also South Africa teams will soon catch up in the Pro Cup, and we will dominate, says Achilles. And Munster are winning the United Rugby Championship at this stage. If this kick does go over, I believe the points differential has gone over. So the score now is going to be 20 points difference. So they will be second at the moment on the United Rugby Championship table. Only the side, Leinster, are going to be just above with the points differential of plus 28. So if they were able to get one more converted try here, Munster, it would still, tell you what, they'll be very close though, but they are right up the top, and it is only going to be in that situation of a few points difference. I made the £30 donation in anyway, first time listener, by the way, and it won't be the last. Brilliant as well, says Frank. And what charity did you decide to go to in terms of what branch of the cancer, mate? Do let me know. I am very curious. Quick hands here now, and it is going to be a backline movement for Munster. One more opportunity. It's kicked in behind, and it's going to be sitting up here for the number 11. He scored the try. Zebo, sorry, scored the try there. Macmillan as well, says a Frank there, and also Zebo, scoring in the 79th minute of this game. We're going to have to add that one as his second try there, Simon Zebo. He didn't hardly touch the ball in that second half. I don't even know how that has happened, but 79 minutes in, and that man has been able to pick himself up a try. Simon Zebo, and he is loving it with the crowd as well. We have got Go the Irish, Holy Moly as well, says Katie Dixon. Also, we have got this South Africa rugby needs to stop so much focus on physicality. We've been watching since 1976. Backbone play has mostly been an afterthought as well. And also we have got in the Jam Munster and Blue Bulls, my Pro Cup favourite teams as well. And also we have got the I Love Munster, my boys in red. It's going to win this cup if the Bulls fall out. They will beat Leinster as well. And second try for Zebo, says Sebastian. And can I swear, says Philip? Maybe, I guess, depends on what you say. Depending on how kind of offensive it is. I probably won't read it out, but I will read it there. We have got, sorry, I should have donated you a dinner. Sorry, went to a better cause. I'm 100% fine with that, mate. And I appreciate the fact that you did stick to your word. A lot of people end up in that situation of they kind of say things and then they disappear in the later stages. So it is awesome that it has gone to a great cause as well, Frank. You are a legend, my friend. We have got the Lisa Sharks don't have any foreigners in their team as well, says Johan. I mean, at the end of the day, that one's going to be missing, unfortunately, for them. So 42-19. But that means that it is going to be the full-time score. Neville will do that as well. And the chat said, Frank, and also maybe the Sharks need some foreign players as well. There's Gavin in time for a long involved nap. Hamish as well, says KT Dixon there. And yeah, at this stage, what a game of rugby. Came with a little bit of a fight back, but the difference here, 25 points, which will mean that they will be sitting second on the United Rugby Championship. In fact, while I am here, I will be able to help you guys out. I will be able to show you the table in that regard as well. We will go here and we will go here. But tell you what, that was a last-minute try and a half for Zebo. Like I mentioned, we hardly seen him in the second half of the match. But looking at it now, Leinster, they are going to be sitting on, please focus. There we go. 5 points for Leinster with a points differential of plus 28. Munster sitting on 5 points also with a points differential of plus 25. Then Cardiff and Lions both sitting with points differentials of plus 12 on 5. 5 points for Ulster and 5 points for Edinburgh. So it just shows you there have been a lot of tries in this competition so far, that is for sure. And then Benetton getting that win over the Stormers, and then Glasgow with the 2 points. That is actually 2 losing bonus points, but they were able to get one for getting 4 tries or more in their match, and also one for losing by less than the points differential of 7. We have got rest up, buddy. Take care, everyone, says David. And what city do you live in, Katie, as well? Says Gavin in the chat there. Nonetheless, we will quickly get up some stats as well. Thanks again, Hamish, as well. Says Gala Jacobs there. And yeah, I hope you guys have been enjoying these are live streams we have done. This is our first game, or our second game, I should say, for the United Rugby Championship. But I have been absolutely loving it, that is for sure. So far in this match, we saw quite a few tries. Yapinke and also Boyetta Chamberlain was able to score for the Sharks. Then for Munster, they scored quite a few. It was Simon Zebo, who was able to score 2 tries there, one in the 6th, one in the 79th. He scored the first and the last try of the match for them. Craig Casey, 35. And then also was Coombs, who was able to score in the 40th and the 52nd as well. Lions are up there. How awesome it would be if it actually happened as well, says Sebastian. And also we have got there in the chat, I live in Albuquerque, New Mexico, brother, says Katie Dixon. And cheers all and a great commentary. And well, go sleep, buddy. See you next weekend, says Philip as well. And Johan with the thumbs up there. And Hamish and Guru, the best commentators on YouTube. Can't compare the two. They too awesome in different ways. I thank God for an awesome dude like Hamish, so humble and kind to even outsiders. Hey, George, welcome in, mate. It is morning, isn't it? George is one of the other Kiwi lads. Look at this, mate. It's bloody sunny. Or kind of sunny. It's not that nice outside at the moment, but I will not get to see the day. When I get up, it will be dark, unfortunately, so we would have missed most of it. But yeah, I hope you're doing well, George, on a Sunday morning. I think we're Sunday now, aren't we? I have to have a look. Yes, we are on Sunday. And hey, George, you're hungover as well, says that Katie Dixon. And also, Katie, I thought you lived in Pinellas as well, says that Gavin. But looking through some of the stats, 6 tries scored by Munster in this game to the 2 tries for the South Sea Sharks. 60% possession at this stage, and 14 defenders beaten for the Sharks compared to the 9 of Munster as well. Offloads 13 for Munster and 4 for the Sharks. Now, I'm not hungover, as I says George. And also there, good morning, George, in the chat from Sebastian. And also, it's dark here in Cape Town. And I said I was born in Pinellas, mate. And well, there's Katie Dixon there. And tackling success, 93% of their tackles they made in this game, the Sharks. That is very impressive indeed. Kicking meters was very even. Penalties conceded, though, this is not an impressive stat. 17 penalties conceded against the Sharks rather than the 7 as well. I put you on last night during the Australia versus Argentina game, and you got a sub, bro. My mate was impressed as well, says McKenna. Thank you very much. And I believe that one more than likely would have been myself and my mum on live stream as well. And okay, says Gavin, and also not a good time to be a South African, says George. Just trying to stir the pot a little bit there, perhaps. If I'm not wrong, it's so quiet as well, says Johan, for at the moment in South Africa. But nonetheless, I think they are almost all the stats that we have got. I'm that's quite comfy. Actually sitting back here like this. Luckily, my microphone is attached to my face, so I don't have to lean forward. And in that regard, good morning as well, says David to George. What are your plans for today, George? What are you up to for the rest of the day? Indeed, turned out to be quite a rough day for South Africa rugby as well, says Sebastian there in the chat. Yeah, not too many results going the way for the South Africans, unfortunately, but we know that they are the Springboks. They will fight back, but they won the Lions tour. Oh, and the World Cup as well, says George Meyer there. And the chat, Mo Lawns as well, says George. So a good day for it, although it might be still a little bit wet. We had a little bit of a downpour last night. Hamish, you look hammered as well, says Katie Dixon. And South Africa had their chances as well, says David David. And we have the Lions, and at least keeping South Africa flag up as well, says Philip there as well in the chat. And pro South Africa rugby doesn't really matter because the Springboks are good as well, says Johan. And it's the best time to be a South African. Beautiful view outside, beautiful ladies, awesome parents, just a beautiful country. And I love South Africa teams, says Achilles there in the chat as well. And recalibrate the auto greasing system on a silo trailer. Oh, that's a bit fancy as well. Recalibrate the auto greasing system. Alrighty, I will let you do that. Better you than me, that is for sure. My heartbeat beats South Africa as well. And sun's coming in your window, brother. Have a feed, shower, and sleep, man, as well, says McKenna. And I think that is what I am going to be doing. Ladies and gentlemen, might go to the Glenavy store for lunch. You want to drop some chicken in the mailbox, George? Because I quite like chicken. I'm going to get up and probably have fish and chips for tea. I feel like as soon as the match is ended, I feel like I've just downed about 7 pints. And I'm just I'm on the floor at the moment. But yeah, nonetheless, I think we are going to be at the end of this live stream. You want a bit as well. I do like a bit of chicken. But then this problem is if you put it in the what was I going to say? Not the oven. If you put it in the letter box, it would be that situation of I probably wouldn't find it until a couple hours at least after it was put there. When you have kid mates, they can mow lawns. Although if you're gonna be single, if you think you're gonna be single forever as well, says David there as well. And nonetheless, Munster, good game for them in that regard. All of the try scorers are on the screen down below. Zebo was able to score 2. Casey and also Coombs, who was able to score. I'll throw it at your window as well, says George. Oh, that would be nice. That will be a little mess to clean up as well. But nonetheless, it'll be all right. I would accept window chicken, I guess you could say. I've got there. You need to snack on biltong for energy as well. And your eyes are shot as well, says David. They are probably not good to say. Also, your calling's off the chains, bro. Appreciate you. Got to get off here and get my ass into gear as well. Have a good day, bro. You too, mate. And I'll drive through chicken, drive by chicken as well, says Katie Dixon. And I'll also stay safe. I'll see you next time. Yeah, my eyes at the moment. Luckily, the light's not too good on them at the moment, but yeah, they're a little bit red. Sharks defended well, just didn't have the ball really much as well, says Johan. Yeah, unfortunately for them, they just weren't quite able to get it going in this game because 60% possession in the favour of Munster there. Nevertheless, a legendary performance throughout today, Hamish. Big love to you and everyone in the chat as well, says Sebastian. But nonetheless, I guess with that being said, I'm going to get myself a little snack, going to have a shower, going to go to bed, and I will probably see you guys tomorrow night as well for a live stream in the middle of the night for the game between, it will be the Sale Sharks and also, who are the Sale Sharks playing? Are they playing Newcastle? No, it's not. London Irish, that's the team. Also known as the ex-Waisaki Naholo team. He was about the only player I knew for London Irish, so that is slightly unfortunate. How many hours did you do? Says Gavin. So we started doing live streams. We had a little 2-hour break in between two of them, but we have been doing, I think it is around 13 and a half hours of live streams. I could be wrong there, give or take. So probably 13 hours of live streams today. We have done with about 3 hours kind of in that gap as well. And we have got need to break that record, says that Gavin. And our teams have to start using the backline as well, says Johan. And also thank you for all your streams, the AB's interview, all the things, the Kiwi lads as well, says Katie Dixon. And also we have got their epic night, Hamish. Well done, says David. And what happened with Julian Savia? He is actually playing for Wellington and the Hurricanes in New Zealand at the moment. He was in France, but instead now he is going to be, playing a little bit of Bunnings NPC. He'll be playing in the game tomorrow, maybe. One moment. I'm going to have a look at my stats as well. And how many hours awake? I believe at this stage I have been awake for around that kind of 20, 21-ish hours or somewhere around there, I believe, if I'm not wrong. So it's a reasonable time. I don't think I'm normally up I don't think I've ever hit 24 hours straight kind of being awake. And I don't think I will start now, unfortunately. You are really an awesome commentator. Never ever in my 50 years watching and playing rugby seen a commentator as you, so dedicated as you. Hats off to you. And after so many hours, well done, lad, as well, says David Russell. Appreciate that a lot, mate. Your kind words and everyone's kind words in the chat just make these that much more fun to be able to keep on doing week in, week out as well. And it is very awesome indeed. I'm looking at that starting lineup. No, he is not in the starting lineup for Wellington in the game tomorrow. So maybe he's not available at the moment. He could be injured. But they have got Wes Husson and Pepisana Patafilo out on the wings. I'm watching a documentary about Moby Dick as well, says George. And also we have got the SC Hamish, you found your calling as well. And great job, says Renee. And there. And also, why isn't Savia an All Black anymore? I believe it is just one of those ones that they've got so many talented number 14s. And they decided that he is unfortunately not going to be one of them for them. And this one, do some push-ups as well, says George. That will get it going. That is right. And now we just need George to do his chocolate milk reviews as well, says it Katie Dixon. And in there we have got the agree David Russell, the dawning of a legend as well, says Gavin there. And because he's extra old according to rugby standards as well, says Katie Dixon there. Yeah, when you've got the likes of Sever Reese, Will Jordan, and all of those kind of guys out on that wing as options. I've also kind of got Geordie Barrett as cover if they decide to go with it. So I think that is why he has kind of disappeared, but he is still doing very nice in the Bunnings CPC and also for the Hurricanes. You need to get a lift and a peanut slab. I think I do. Indeed, mate. I've got not George Bridge as well, says Sebastian. No, he is out on that left wing, but he is probably not the most popular man. Wes Ben Lamb, he is actually playing for Bordeaux at the moment in France, is where he is located. And Pat Lamb is another Lamb that is overseas, and he is in the Gallagher Premiership, and he is the head coach of the Bristol Bears till 2027. But yeah, Ben Lamb, he's been at Bordeaux for a couple seasons now. The Bordeaux Beagles, that is, and at the top 14. But yeah, nonetheless, I guess this is going to be the end of this live stream. I do appreciate every single one of you for tuning in, whether you watch for a second or whether you watch for a few hours of our live streams that we have been doing. It is hugely appreciated, and hope you guys did all enjoy. We are going to be back possibly tomorrow night with London Irish taking on Sale Sharks, but not just that. We are going to be back with the next week of rugby. So if you are new, be sure to hit that subscribe button. But nonetheless, thank you all very much for tuning in, and I will see you all